Love Tesla. Everything's computer.
N-word.
Get it popping?
A news show, and that is what happened in the news.
Thank you, President Trump. Now I'm going to buy some mother F bleep guns.
In the group, let's do it now. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. And if you can't live, if your fever is so bad, you have to take one because there's no alternative to that. Sadly, first question, what can you take instead? It's actually, there's not an alternative to that. And as you know, other of the medicines are absolutely proven bad. I mean, they've been proven bad with the aspirins and the Advils and others, right? And they've been.
The Federal Communication Commission is in charge of granting broadcast licenses. So ABC, NBC, CBS, they have licenses from the FCC. It is true that under statute, they're required to be in the public interest.
Yep.
What he is saying is Jimmy Kimmel was lying. That's true. He was lying. And his lying to the American people is not in the public interest. And so he threatens explicitly, we're going to cancel ABC's license. We're going to take him off the air. So ABC cannot broadcast anymore. And I got to say, he threatens it. He says, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
Yeah.
And I got to say, that's right out of Goodfellas. That's right out of a mafioso coming into a bar going, nice bar you have here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. And
No president or prime minister And for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before. There's never been anything like that. Very honored to have done it. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much. And by the way, it's working now. It just went on. Thank you. I think I should just do it the other way. It's easier. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's the wrong screen. There we go. Hello, humans. This is your power report for the 25th of September 20. That's not how that's supposed to work. Oh, I'm doing a terrible thing. I hit the super wrong thing. My bad. Okay, there we go. Sorry, this is my fault for trying to change camera settings on the fly, but this is your power report for the 25th of September, 2025. I'm Dan from the internet. I have got many things set up. My set is slowly coming together, as you can see. My lighting, not so much, so I'm actively figuring this out. But we got a great show. I've got Kristina and Bam with y'all on the panel today. And taking bets now. Over, under. Will we go over 3 hours? I think the under is the best bet because we started 10 minutes late, but that's all y'all.
You said it was a shotgun wedding today, so.
Oh.
I said what?
That it was going to be a quick episode.
Oh, yeah. How did I get this in my pocket? Okay. We'll see.
I've had an eventful time on TikTok.
Uh-oh.
What's been going on with you on TikTok? What's
some black liberal dude. I'm assuming he was part of K-Hive.
I love how Bam and I both did the face.
Yeah. He was comparing like Hassan to Nick Fuentes, and I'm like, what the hell? And then he accused me of being Carolyn Bryant and him.
Does Nick Fuentes have a bigger cock?
But then he was like, you're a white woman. You're like Carolyn Bryant. I'm Emmett Till. And I'm like, okay, first of all, that is very offensive thing to say. Not accuse me of being like that, but like making light of that situation is kind of weird because I disagree with you. And then he keeps going in his comments asking what race the commenters are, because I guess he doesn't think that there are people of color who disagree with him. Like, it was weird. I was like, there's something wrong with this guy.
I'm still stuck on like Bam, I hate what I'm about to say, but here goes. And I know Bam has no idea what I'm about to say, but here goes. Like, I hate to be that guy, but like that has to be like a Russian bot or something. Like, how
he has videos. How are you? That's what I'm thinking. It must be like AI videos of a dude, because I'm like, there's no way.
Oh no, they can pay many they can pay Minnie and Negro to like say a script and like, you know, represent some like Russian bot farm on the internet. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw the Sean King effect. That's basically what I call
Oh
it.
God.
But like, you know, allegedly, I'm not saying anything. I'm literally, these are all jokes and puns. We're playing Battlefield 6 right now. We're streaming. But no, like, I'm genuinely like, bam. When has it ever made sense to identify yourself as Emmett Till? Like, I'm just like, for any kind of point, like, I can see, like, you know, I am like, Obama did the whole, like, you know, I am Trayvon Martin things. Like, you know, I see it in certain contexts, but like, Emmett Till? Like, that's the immediate, like, no. Something interesting is going on there. And I don't know your exact situation because I'm blissfully unaware of most things that happen on TikTok.
I mean, it doesn't
I was
matter now
walking-
because I mean, I'm getting pushed a bunch of like liberal content creators who are shitting on like leftists now, and it's like, oh God, can I please get out of this corner of TikTok? I want cute kitten photos. I want wicked trailer videos. Like,
Well, you know what Lil Wayne said.
No, Bam, we don't know what Lil Wayne said. Why are you doing this to us?
Beat the blank up like Emmett Till. That's what Lil Wayne said.
We'll never be free. Anyways, this is your power report this week. And you know, I think we're into a new format of the show, a slightly different format. We have 4 general reports for you. We have a domestic report, an international report, a stuff that's happening with the true resistance. I'm not talking about, like, you know, pink hat wearing stuff. I'm talking about the stuff you see on itsgoingdown.com. And then, you know, just some fun stuff to, you know, laugh about it, whatever. But I want to get this out of the way because I know this is going to be boring as shit to Bam. But because of the way our fucking broken, stupid media cycle works, the big story of this week was everything happening around late night TV, a genre of television that has not been relevant since
Arsenio.
So like that's
Bill
so
Clinton.
that's the first thing I was gonna say. The second thing I was gonna say, just to get myself in trouble, was in defense of Bill Maher.
Also,
The way-
this isn't boring to me. I watched it.
What's
Oh.
important?
I said it's not boring to me because I actually watched the stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm surprised, but no.
I
think-
immediately once Jimmy Kimmel started crying, I just scrolled. I was like, nah, I ain't doing this.
Yeah,
It's like,
Kristina and Bam, no. Papa loves him some smut, but like if it's like an older white rich dude crying and it's like fake tears, like that's not. It's not. Where's the mise en scène? That's what I'm asking for. But no. So I lost my train of thought. But I want to say, like, yeah, like Jimmy Kimmel and all those other different folks were doing this sort of like, you know, free speech sort of thing. And I think, like, you know, this is a news story in a lot of cases where, like, it's a news story because there are rich people who are actually affected. There are people who believe themselves to have privilege, like, who believe themselves to be affected. The late night show genre is kind of dead and it's been replaced by us. Like, literally, I think streamers, like, I think Hassan Piker is much more akin to late night talk show host for like a modern generation than the sort of, we're gonna air this at 11 o'clock and we're gonna shoot at a studio that's very expensive in Los Angeles or New York. And like, I think that, yeah, like it's a different thing happening. Go ahead.
In Craig Ferguson's case, CBS gave him a shitty studio where the roof always leaked and the electricity wouldn't work.
Craig Ferguson was a piece. Craig Ferguson was a piece of shit. Also, like, I knew people who worked for him, and at the risk of giving out easy to find information, both Hassan and I used to live near CBS Television City. in West Hollywood. And so I know that studio very well. Also, it's the exact same studio where they film The Price is Right. And it's also the exact same studio where they film Real Time with Bill Maher. So it all comes into a full circle. But no, Craig Ferguson was a piece of shit. I've done one of my earliest podcast appearances, like separately from like the Dan from the Internet character I created at TYT, was at Joel Kutz's The Dark Place. It's like a mental health podcast. And I should not be saying all this actually. But you know, I knew him. I knew a number of other people who worked for the Craig Ferguson CBS show. And he was the kind of person to listen, I've got my hot takes and spicy takes, and I've burned my bridges with Jank and Anna and everyone at TYT, but no one ever really treated me bad other than like maybe Jimmy Dore sometimes. So like, at least they were chill. Craig Ferguson straight bullied his producers, and like, I don't do that. Like, I'm not a fan at all.
Can't be any worse than James Corden. That man ruined his reputation in a matter of like months.
I might be confusing the two, to be honest.
Craig Ferguson's Scottish, James Corden's
terrible. That's
terrible. Wait. James Corden is British. And
yes,
he's the chubby guy. He's the chubby guy.
Yeah, the chubby guy.
They were both terrible. They were both terrible. I'm just
okay,
gonna say that. They were both terrible. Anyways, I don't know how that's right. Late night. So yeah, everyone's caring about late night because like if you're connected to the industry, you care about it. And if you're connected to the industry, you have a platform to speak about it. And if you're connected to the industry, people will listen to you on that platform to speak about it. And I think all of the conversations around like people's rights have been violated since before the second Trump administration, since, you know, before all of this. And it's kind of like, again, like, welcome liberals, welcome to the resistance. But all of those people that you've been like scapegoating as Antifa or leftist or too radical, like we've been fighting this fight for a long time, and y'all are playing beginner and we're playing on expert mode on this. Sorry, that wasn't a point, but like, you know, Bam, Bam, the late night TV enjoyer. Please give me your thoughts.
No, honestly, I haven't. I haven't seen Jimmy Kimmel since the Man Show, but like,
wait, sorry, real fast. Was that Spike TV?
It might have been. I just remember the girls jumping on trampolines after.
Yeah, that was Spike TV.
Right.
Yeah, like there's a dearth of YouTube documentaries about Spike TV.
Oh, that's funny.
Because that was a crazy era. Like you can't like there's the Chive, there's all these other different like broy websites where like, girls with tits is the content. And it's just like, yo.
And I'm just like I'm just like a young teenager, like, oh yeah.
No, but it's like, you know, it's like girls. I'm not gonna get too deep into this like tangent, but I'm just saying like it's very funny that the same people who like it goes to this like self-victimization culture on the right wing, which like they had everything, right? Like 2000s TV with Real Housewives and Spike and, you know, the Man Show and the Chive and all that shit. It was built for the male gaze. It was built for like, you know, it was like I can has cheeseburger epic bacon style memes, but for horny dudes. Like College Humor was kind of related to this. Shout out to Sam Reich. Shout out to friend of the show, Robert Reich, who hates me because he was my professor at Berkeley. But you know, like all this stuff happens. I'm just saying that like it's funny that they complain so much about their culture not being represented and, you know, cancel culture and all these other different things when like they had culture in the 2000s and the 1990s and frankly very much before that. There were 5 years where it was like, hey, yo, Louis C.K. is kind of weird, you know? And they freaked out about that. And it's like, it's very indicative of the times we're in right now. We're like, you know, we'll get into some more domestic news, but there was a shooting at an ICE facility. The current regime is trying to blame that on the left as though like if that's the thing we're coordinating, which is not happening. DSA is bothered with too many boring things to be able to deal with that. But yeah, like this is, as we always begin Power Report with, 15 minutes into the show. This is the world we live in.
Right. Now going back, I haven't watched Jimmy Kimmel since the Man Show, but I was a teenager, so
Screw Attack Bam.
but like I don't like I was curious to see how he would act when he came back. Like I was curious to see like the
Scorched
monologue.
Earth.
Like I was gonna see like is he just gonna like whimper and just apologize to the Trump administration and stuff like that. And at the very least, I'm glad he didn't do that. He's still cracking jokes and making fun of them and stuff. Obviously, to some extent, this whole thing backfired on the Trump administration and how, like, no matter what, I mean, this is just how it goes. Like, it can be homeboy at the FCC or Pam Bondi or whoever, but people are going to blame Trump, the individual. So, and especially so for him because he is really just in charge of everything. And yeah, it backfired. There were a lot of people that, are in the Trump orbit or coalition that said it was bad. Obviously, we saw Ted Cruz, but there were some other ones too. So yeah, I mean, now do I think it means he's going to stop with this whole thing? No. Somebody's going to be getting it next, and we'll see what happens there. But I saw something. I don't know how true it is, but I did see something that said Disney lost $4 billion in market share.
And they're raising their subscription prices because of it, apparently.
That's
no.
hilarious.
I mean, no. So, inside baseball, I'm not saying I'm Mr. Disney, but Disney was Disney. Oh, trust me, we're not even gonna go there. But like, Disney, and it's a conglomerate now, so they own 20th Television, which are like everything that Fox does besides sports and news, which is carrying a lot of weight there. But I get you, like there's Fox Television, there's Family Guy, American Dad, The Simpsons, all the other different stuff, and basically like they were like sort of like negotiating around that sort of environment of we're not going to touch this, we're not going to do this. But the Jimmy Kimmel thing is just like mad interesting because of how it broke down among local stations and how it broke down among national stations and who wanted to cover
it wasn't airing in my area at all because we got
really?
Next Star. Yeah, we got Next Star.
Really? It wasn't airing in South Carolina?
No,
that's interesting that they would decide that out there that like, yeah. But it's like, go ahead. I've been talking too much, Kristina. Go ahead, please.
Oh no, but I'm just I was like, I had a feeling. I was like, I know that we're owned by like Next Star. They ain't gonna air it. But I mean, again, Jimmy Kimmel like in tears, and I'm just like, oh my god, seriously, dude, like, come on. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's funny that people are like, Kimmel's ratings are, going down. Late night in general has been dying since social media and streaming got popular. Okay, no one wants to stay up late and watch a show. You'd rather watch the TikTok clips or the video segments on YouTube. Right. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, I wake up especially now on the East.
Anyway.
Especially on the East Coast, like I wake up and like what helps me get my brain going is like the Colbert clips, the Stewart clips, like
that's how I start my mornings. Yeah.
Damn, for real? Should I be watching y'all do Colbert? What the hell? What about Amy Goodman? No, I'm joking.
Oh no. Actually, so like here's the thing: is that like
I'm joking.
No. Like I will be honest, and like I want to be honest because like I think more people should follow like a news diet that is a little more guided. I listen to podcasts because I can focus on them and there's no like visual in front of me and I can do other things. And it sounds like, oh, you're doing other things, so you're distracted. But actually it helps me like focus on that because my brain needs to focus on 3 things to be able to function at any given time. So my diet in the morning is Financial Times news briefing, Politico playbook, and Democracy Now! In that order, and I've been doing that since 2017 pretty consistently. And it's not because I love the Financial Times or playbook even, but it's like I know how the people who listen to those shows think, and that helps me develop my politics throughout the day. And then Democracy Now! Is like a really good grounding for all that. So yeah, no, Democracy Now! It's in the rotation, dude. Like let's be clear.
Yeah. You know what's also funny too is that a lot of, like conservatives, they're happy about this. I'm like, okay, you guys were old enough to remember the Monica Lewinsky scandal, right? Yeah. Okay. How would you feel if Bill Clinton had gotten the FCC to revoke Letterman and Leno? I'm sorry, but what they said back then was much worse than anything these hosts have been saying about Trump. I mean, Carson, they all made jokes about all these presidents. I mean, look at Reagan.
No, Bill Clinton was getting it during Monica.
Oh, yeah.
Like he'd have to get the whole TV canceled.
Pause.
Like,
Yeah.
Pause.
NBC, SNL, man. Like, ooh.
everything. Yeah, everything. So yeah. No, and I do think that it sets a dangerous precedent. Like, the people that believed the right was actually about free speech. It's like, no, they're about whatever makes them happy, and whatever is like against the left to any degree, whatever is against them, they want to shut that down. And it's actually always been that way. They sit and whine and complain about what people on the left say about them. Trump is literally, even before all this, or around the same time, he's talking about, they're reporting 96% bad about me, and I think that's illegal. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? But like at the same token, like obviously he would never say, okay, well, Fox is saying 96% positive or 96% bad about Biden. It's unfortunate nobody can ask him that shit. Just be like, okay, well, Fox is 96% bad about Biden. Should they be canceled too? He'll just be like, oh no, but that's correct though. So they've never had principles, these people, especially like MAGA and stuff. It literally just boils down to whatever Big Daddy Trump wants at any given time.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing to me that they're not the party of free speech. Like they're not. They never have, never will. And yet they're like, well, the FC, like they have to say the government did intervene. I'm like, yes, they did, because when Colbert got, Trump said Jimmy Kimmel was next. So I don't know what to tell you guys, because even the FCC was like, we can't be. I mean, those tweets of his from like 2019 are so funny because he basically calls himself a hypocrite. Like those tweets where it's like, we can't be, trying to, influence the public's interest or blah, 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 and interfere in like programming. And then he's like, we have to, interfere with public programming, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, and everyone kept showing him his old tweets. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. They don't care.
So one of my favorite, sorry, Bam, you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say one of my favorite, shout out to longtime PowerPort viewers know I'm a nerd. And so I like technology news and stuff like that. And so shout out to The Verge and shout out to their editor at large or editor in chief, Nilay Patel, who has a special segment on the Vergecast podcast called Brendan Carr is a Dummy. Like it's literally a special segment that they've been doing all year called, and now it's time for our fan favorite segment, Brendan Carr is a Dummy. And the thing we played earlier in the cold open of Ted Cruz doing this, we could do this the easy way, we could do this the like in his worst, pretending to be like an Italian, mobster accent, right? Like he was running that game. And that's kind of the world we're in. Like, yeah, it's like it's gangster politics. And to your point, Bam, it's not just gangster politics. It's like I don't even respect you enough to hide it. right? It's just like it's all out in the open. It's all out in 8K Sony Betamax Ultra HD. Like it's all out there for people. And yeah, I think that, and it's gonna work. It's working, right? Like if I asked you, Bam, like what was the Power Report like topics that we did in July of this year, right? Or like August of this year, and like August 25th or July 25th, right? As we're talking on September 25th. And it's like, fucking, I don't know, because the flood the zone muzzle velocity thing works, but there's so much stupid shit. Like, again, we're in the domestic news segment, and you can talk about all the like RFK Tylenol things, and like that's a totally different segment. And there's so much with ICE, and there's so much other things that are being obstructed by the cavalcade of news that we're getting right now that is deliberate, and it's specifically made to make tracking news more confusing and to put so many things out there that they can divide and conquer liberals and the left even more than they already are divided and conquered. And it's like the people around Trump are smart, but Trump himself is enough of an idiot that we can see we can see the red lines, that we can see the edits that are being made by like the Stephen Millers and the Steve Bannons and the JD Vances, the smarter folks who are in the regime, who are like true believers who actually want to see the fascists turn this country. So that's been what I've been sitting with this week, especially when it comes to domestic stuff. Yeah, I've talked a lot. I will let y'all talk, but then I'll try to guess into some stories.
Kristina.
Yeah, this whole it's just constant like garbage that we're being fed, and we cannot keep up with the 24/7 news cycle. We're not able to keep up with it. There's always something, something new, something old, something that gets rehashed even, and sometimes it's just, when you have Trump who's always on camera, it's never going to slow down. It's never going to stop. And I cannot take it anymore.
But no, I was just telling Caesar, I'm like, dog, we got 3 more years of this if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Like, because Gavin Newsom is still saying that he doesn't think Trump's going to leave. But yeah, it's just like, what's going to be next? Like, is it going to go even crazier from here? I don't know. I hope not. But, we're seeing the stuff with James Comey today. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're going to, I don't really feel like whatever this is going to go anywhere. But just the idea of like blatantly weaponizing the FCC and the judicial system, like, it's just like, where does it stop? And like, what is the next thing gonna be? Like,
Yeah.
What is it? Because I mean, even somebody like Hassan is like big but small. Like, he's big, but he's not mainstream.
Yeah.
But like, if Stephen Miller or one of these people come across him, like, they're just like, look, this guy, I mean, I don't know how much he talks about Trump. I don't really listen to him, but like,
so he does talk about Trump all the time. Like, most of his coverage is about Trump, unfortunately, just stupid MAGA shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, if somebody, he doesn't have the same resources as somebody like, Comey or whoever the hell, or Kimmel and them, like, he doesn't have those same resources. So it's just that idea of like bankrupting people too with lawsuits, which if I'm not mistaken, that's what, Orban did in Hungary too. It's just like file lawsuits against everybody,
which is what Trump's doing now.
Right,
and he's threatening them with more lawsuits.
Right, and these big, like the New York Times got $1 gazillion. Like, these big entities, and maybe Disney putting Kimmel back on the air will make other corporations not roll over. So he'll probably stop. Like, okay, well, this Wall Street Journal lawsuit is not going to go anywhere. This New York Times lawsuit is not going to go anywhere. But
ABC gives money, CBS.
Yeah, like,
gives-
and maybe like those people capitulated, but these other people didn't capitulate. So maybe the rest of like the CEOs and corporations won't capitulate. But maybe then it's like, let me just go after smaller people, or just like people that a lawsuit will really impact them.
Yeah. I'm just hating the capitulation from some of these places. But I mean, suing the New York Times for $15 billion.
Yeah,
Like,
that's like insane.
I'm like, what? I'm like, where does he come up with the amounts? Like, how does he come up with the numbers?
And it's like, that's not going to go anywhere. Like, I don't even know if that got. I feel like that got thrown out already. I could be wrong about that, but
They're even going after the people that sued Alex Jones, like the parents from Sandy Hook. So they don't. Yeah. The Trump
who's
administration.
suing them?
Trump's administration. They're going after. They're going to start. Yeah, so that they don't get that money. I saw an article.
Crazy.
Bam and I get so many of those ads from Sandy Hook Promise.
Oh my God, yeah. I be feeling sorry for that guy every time. Like, damn, dog.
Yo, his son's name was Daniel. That hits different, honestly.
His
Like,
son was a crisis actor, but like, no, I'm joking.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
It's crazy though. I was like, when I heard that, I'm like, what? I'm like, another thing too. Ugh. But I mean, I did like Jon Stewart's last week where he did the whole like government approved daily show, and they're like, oh, like, yes.
I love the gaudy gold. Like, they really.
I know.
With the gold.
And he's just like, doesn't look like he's being held hostage in any way, shape, or form. He's like, shut up.
It gave the first episode of the new South Park season, which, by the way, certified Trey and Matt or whatever, bitch made. Because, listen, the Brendan Carr stuff went pretty hard, but the Brendan Carr stuff is what the late night comedians did. And I was told that South Park took no prisoners and that they went after everybody. Yeah. And it seems like they delayed an episode for only the second time in their entire history because they probably had some Charlie Kirk shit, or they might be thinking of some Charlie Kirk shit, but they were like, oh no, Paramount's going to fuck us if we actually do that episode. So, as someone who doesn't like South Park to begin with, I'm like, okay, little bitch made. I'll just point that out. But ultimately, the Brendan Carr stuff was pretty funny and like pretty on point there. I just want to read some comments.
His free speech.
Thanks, guy. Starch Manning says Stephen Miller, Pee Wee German. That's a bar. That's very funny, and I'm gonna be using that. I'm gonna be using that in very soon.
That's as good as Ray's Jans Dance Pants.
RMT Watcher says subscriptions were scheduled to rise anyways. Semi-coincidence of timing, and this is what Kristina was talking about. Like, yeah, I think,
and people are not going to come back either. Like a lot. I think it's not going to help bring people back.
I think a greater than 50% reason, but lower than 70% reason that Jimmy Kimmel got back onto the ABC airwaves is because Disney had already planned to raise the prices of Disney Plus on the 25th of February, 25th of February, 25th of September, 2025. And February was my favorite month, sorry. But they already planned to raise their prices during this day. And seeing the Kimmel stuff and seeing how many people worldwide, like I had friends who were like, yeah, I'm in England, I'm in India, I'm in, wherever, and we're all canceling Disney Plus. Like, that was a very interesting thing for solidarity with Americans. And Americans don't deserve that solidarity, but
we really don't. I mean, come on, people, we couldn't do this for Palestine or even Starbucks. Like, come on now. Well, apparently Starbucks is closing a lot of places and doing a rebrand, whatever that means.
Like Americans literally voted for Trump.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
just didn't care if he got elected or not. Like, what?
And
They
that's the
should-
game, is that like people don't trust America anymore because they're like, yeah, for every one Obama, you get 2 Trumps. So like, why are we gonna deal with that? Like, yeah.
Mhm.
No, I think I might have been saying this on PowerPoint before. I can't remember, but it's like, yeah, like these countries saying like the trust in America is done or changed or whatever. It's not like they're not talking about Donald Trump. They're talking about the
Us.
American vote. They're talking about the American voter.
Yeah.
They're just like, you guys let this happen again. What's wrong with you? Like, the other guy was the crypt keeper. The other lady was black and Indian. Like, ew, whatever. But the other option was this guy, and y'all let that happen. Like, we can't fuck with you ever again forever.
Yeah. Also, too, it doesn't help that the Democrats are now looking into think tanks to hire to run candidates who don't talk about climate change, race, abortion, healthcare. I'm like,
you know, you got to appeal to white America, and if they're tired of hearing about it, then fuck it, man. Because who knows? Like, who knows
maybe
what does the
running.
voter want?
Yeah, exactly. Like I was watching, I think it was More Perfect Union did a video with Bernie, West Virginia, and all these Trump voters were like, "Yo, Bernie, you make so much sense." I'm like, "Of course he does." Like, what the? Like, it's stupid. Like, I'm like, "Oh my god!" But yet these people voted for Trump.
Right.
Keith Olbermann.
Bam, help me. I gotta stop. Like, don't. Aaron Patton in the chat says, I listen to Keith Olbermann. I find him hilarious.
I didn't know he was still around, to be honest with you.
I think he has his own podcast, like everyone does, podcasts.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was still around. Like, didn't he get fired during the Iraq War or something?
Something like that. Or the early Obama years?
Bam, hold me. So it's 47 after the. Actually, it's about to be 48 after the hour. Hold me to 51. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I hate Keith Olbermann so much. He's an idiot. He's a buffoon. He's a fucking, narcissistic, animalistic, self-centered, obsessed with himself, fucking baboon, like, idiot, loser, no hoes, no bitches, mega mind, like ass shit. He wish he could be Gavin Newsom, who fucked his best friend's wife. Like, he wish he had that game. But honestly, like, Keith Olbermann is bitch made, and he's like a completely stupid pundit, and everything he's ever said has been pretty refutably dumb. And he is also one of the people who motivated me a lot to get into politics in the first time.
Wow. It's like this guy, I could do better than him. I could be better than that.
So yeah, like, I think my appreciation for Keith Olbermann, because MSNBC was a Fox News, like, we obviously see MSNBC as like a Fox News sort of like comparison right now, but MSNBC during the aftermath of the Iraq War was basically like a Fox News doppelganger. They would parrot the same like Republican talking points, and Keith Olbermann was like, the Iraq War is stupid, Bush is stupid, Dick Cheney is actually running the show, and Americans need to fucking wake up because this is an insane thing. And it's like, it's one of those, like, Bam and I talk about the gray zone from time to time, and it's like, they had a purpose, and they were very smart, and they were very good, and they were very aligned in their one thing. But we are now seeing through history and through culture happening that even though our takes aligned during this one moment, they actually don't. And so in defense of Cenk Uygur, so my entrance to TYT was at Current TV. I'm not going to go into the whole thing because I am close to Bam's limit. And I know Bam is watching the clock. So I'm going to end here. But I'm just going to say that, like, the way I got introduced to TYT was through Current TV and through Keith Olbermann and through Jank and all that other different stuff. And like everyone hated, like I hated the way Keith treated Jank. Like he was actually a douchebag. And I've also been a douchebag on this show, and I will own that. And Keith is still worse. And I hate that I have at some point emulated the worst parts of him, but this is my repentance to say that like these are pieces of shit. Yeah. I don't like him. Like I don't like him. Like fuck him actually. And so yeah, Aaron, when you say you like Keith Olbermann,
it triggers him.
What's that thing I used to say, Bam, that I'm not allowed to say anymore online? Like we do this every single year on Power Report. We begin the year. It's like a New Year's resolution thing. We call it kiss your pundits, right? Yes. The K word might be a little bit different, but yeah, I think every single year you should evaluate who you're listening to politically as like a New Year's resolution and be like, and this is the origination of Kiss Your Pundits was me going, actually, I hate Keith Olbermann and Bill Maher, and I don't want to listen to them anymore. And I just stopped, and it's all been here. Anyways, and another thing. No, please go ahead.
Yeah, I honestly just didn't know he was still around. And yeah, like those Iraq War days, like the Iraq War was like a whole different deal. Like, and obviously politics is way different from back then. But I did see somebody say in the chat, hold on. Where was it? Somebody said, oh, yeah, the next distraction is war with Russia. So if there is like the Trump declares war on Russia, I don't know what that looks like, to be honest with you, because we're not very close. I guess Alaska.
Yeah, he says he was like he's like Ukraine should just whatever to Russia, and we're like, wait, what? What's happening?
Yeah, like I don't know what a war with Russia actually looks like, but if that was to happen in any significant way, and like American troops are mobilized and have to go, maybe I'm assuming across the Pacific, but whatever. The news media in a lot of ways is going to change because there's so much like respect, quote unquote, for the troops that's just what's going to happen. Like a lot of people are just going to be like, well, I don't understand this war necessarily, but we got to support the troops, and so we're supporting our president or some shit. And RMT says Venezuela seems like that's coming sooner. I don't know. He kind of tried it last time, but I just don't really. We're not talking about international stuff yet, but I don't even think that that's like even a thing in Venezuela. But who knows?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's bailing out Argentina.
Oh yeah, I saw that thumbnail. I didn't read it though.
$20 billion to jumpstart their economy.
We may have to watch like a YouTube video on that because like that is an old school Power Report story. Because like I was a major at the University of California, Berkeley in economics and public policy. I did a lot of case studies on Javier Milei and that sort of project. And I will invite people to look at that meme that's like, damn, bitch, you live like this? And like, that's Javier Milei's Argentina. Like, it's so like, it's cartoonish. It's the Fred Flintstone's version of how you would run a country.
I know someone who lives in Argentina, and he's a liberal, but he was so excited for this guy to get into office, and I'm like, why? He's only going to make everything worse. He's like, well, we need change. I'm like, but it's going to get worse though. Like his policies are going to just make inflation and everything else worse. But good luck.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
looking like it seems like one of those things also that Trump just said, but it might not happen. You know, like I you know, 20
America
billion,
first. I mean,
right?
Argentina first. Don't
Yeah, I don't
bring
know.
back the Perones, okay? I'm just
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it is kind of a silly thing to say. Like, what is $20 billion gonna do for Argentina?
yeah.
Like, it's
Can
just gonna
I
get pocketed.
Pocket change. Yeah.
can I get spicy for a moment?
Let's go. Shit.
Yeah.
So one thing Sachi prepared for the domestic report is the situation in Dallas, where one detainee of ICE was killed and 2 others were injured by a shooter who claimed to be sort of like doing some sort of like, honestly, like I am not going to get into the game of getting into the minds of shooters, because not only can I not get into their minds, but I also don't trust our media to be able to do that.
The
And I
CIA
also
is
don't
not even
trust.
trying anymore.
Oh, we don't have a CIA. No. We don't have a CIA.
Like,
We don't.
we know they're planting evidence again, but they're doing such a shitty job at it.
Like, if the CIA were actually good, they would send Kristina to me to, like, seduce me and get secrets. Like that would be the CIA if they were actually doing good shit. What the CIA is actually doing is, like, they're making American Dad look like an instructional video.
Yeah.
Like the CIA is actually actively worse than American Dad.
Yeah.
But no. So, like, the thing around it. So, like, there's the shooting.
There's the bullets that are clearly
Trump's administration. Sorry, go ahead.
The bullets that say anti-ICE. I'm like, what is this? Left is best. Blacks are awesome. Like,
I was
what
like,
is
no.
what? You're supposed to
Bam,
abolish ICE. What the?
Bam. So in my group, in our like core Power Report group chat, I sent to Bam. I was like, I think I sent this in this group chat, but I was like, it's giving, and I posted the picture of, like, the white guy standing at his, like, garage sidewalk, and it had the graffiti that said "Blacks Rule," and I'm like, come on.
It wasn't our group chat.
Okay. I'm
you did send them to me though.
Cool.
You sent a few little quotes to me.
Oh,
I've sent a lot of things to you, but we'll get to that. But, I did that specifically, so yeah, no.
you said
jealous.
you said spicy.
I'm kind of jealous of Dan because he got to hang out with Taylor Lorenz. I was like, oh man.
Or she got to hang out with him.
There is nothing going on there. I'm not like
anyway,
Lorenz,
but like it's so ridiculous that it's like, get it right, guys. Every time you try to make like a leftist did this, you get like the phrase wrong.
Anti-ICE with the dash too.
Yeah. Imagine someone like shooting at cops and not even putting a cap right on the bullets or something.
And like, Bam, imagine someone doing graffiti in, like, Huntington Beach that says "I hate" with, like, an H and an 8, and it says "I hate bloods." It's just like, this is what we're dealing with. It's like, dude, listen, not to bring it back to Emmett Till, but, like, white people used to try. Like, they used to actually,
our government used to try.
They used to make a narrative. They used to, like, spin a thing. They were like, hey, communism and the McCarthyites, and we actually don't like Oppenheimer, and like, they used to try, and now they're like, I don't know, if you go to a public school, can we just call you Jewish And can we say that you're anti-America? Like, can we just like skip all of the steps? We're supposed to hide the bigotry, and can we just like run straight to it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, again, like my sister has to deal with kids who are bullied because they're immigrants, and my sister's like, you're 12 years old, you shouldn't be afraid of getting deported. And then, she finds the students and she rats out the students and rats out the parents too. So other people
not the ones that are immigrants, right?
No, the ones that do all the bullying.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, it's like, kids can be harsh and get bullied and stuff like that, but
they learn
to actually have that fear of getting deported is crazy. But yeah, whoever this so-called ICE shooter is, it's like, I hate to bring it back.
He mistakenly hit the detainee. He was supposed to kill the. I'm like, you can tell the difference.
Like, I hate to bring it back to this, but like the dude got Charlie Kirk like from a mile away, like right in the neck, like that's like elite levels. Like you're over here just like spraying these big ass bullets. You hit Hector and shit. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
I really don't know what to believe with this, honestly. Like,
I know we can't because they blame the left. They think the shooter's trans or
it's giving false flag though. It's giving. Yes! I don't want to be a tinfoil hat dude, but it's like, come on, yo.
Speak on it, man, because we've been seeing this. ICE has been under attack. ICE agents are under attack by like 1,000% more than. And I'm like, I kept thinking back in my head, I'm like, something's gonna happen to like, I don't know, implement some other policy, and then this happens.
Yeah, and this, even with the masking, it's like, well, whether they were wearing a mask or not, you would have still got shot. So, but and the ICE agent only got wounded and not killed, right? And the immigrant got killed.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? The dude probably knew where the Epstein files were.
Mm-hmm. That is true. But it's just like every time it's just stupid that they're blaming the left for all this, and I'm like, oh my god, like I feel
like this one isn't even hitting for real. Like I feel like this one isn't like barely news actually too. Like it's not even really getting much.
Because people are coming out saying this dude was actually like a loner who just played video games, like he had no politics whatsoever. I'm like, oh cool, the average American voter, I'm assuming. Cool.
Right. Yeah, I don't even think it's gonna hit that much, but what are you gonna say, Dan?
No, I was gonna play a couple of clips just related to this. I was gonna go into a different thing, but like I think, in the sense that Power Report is a log in time of how politics exists in whatever week we're doing. I wanted to point out this clip from Stephen Miller. Speaking at the Charlie Kirk memorial that was like supposed to be like a sort of like Christian revival sort of thing.
Oh, the Joseph Goebbels speech.
Yeah. Shout out to our producer for naming it in that direction. But yeah, I wanted to play this clip. And yeah, sorry. I y'all know I'm in a new place. I don't have my big, beautiful, tremendous, stupendous streaming computer. So I'm running off of 2 laptops right now. So I'm playing videos off of one and I'm streaming off of another. So let me play this clip of Stephen Miller. It's 2:17, and because it's a longer clip, again, I think everyone on the show has the ability to run the old Sam Cedar.
Pause it for a second.
Did that
pause it for a second?
There you go. Yeah, if you want to pause it, go ahead. But I'm gonna play this clip here. The
storm whispers to the warrior that you cannot withstand my strength. And the warrior whispers back, I am the storm. Erica is the storm. We are the storm.
Charlie's wife.
And our enemies cannot comprehend our strength, our determination, our resolve, our passion. Our lineage and our legacy hails back to Athens, to Rome, to Philadelphia, to Monticello. Our ancestors built the cities. They produced the art and architecture. They built the industry. Erica stands on the shoulders of thousands of years of warriors, of women who raised up families,
Can we pause it?
Who got degrees and had their own business.
Because like, you know, I'm not even that person, but like, he's talking about like Athens and Rome, and this dude's Jewish. Like, you are cosplaying as a wasp right now. And that's really embarrassing because you're literally Jewish and you're trying to hide that shit right now, talking about Athens and Rome.
He's
like,
from Santa Monica.
Like, dog, like your shit from Poland by way of ancient Egypt. Like,
yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah. And
that's embarrassing for him.
It's funny too, because like a lot of people are like, you know, what do you mean that he's like the Joseph Goebbels to Trump? I'm like, because Joseph Goebbels was the policymaker for Hitler. He's the one who told Hitler, let's burn them, put them in camps, burn them. Listen, he's the one who came up with the final solution. Hitler was just gonna, you know, send everyone to Madagascar or whatever the hell, but he was like, no, it'll be cheaper if we actually just got rid of them this way. He also was very charismatic and all this shit. Like he learning about Joseph Goebbels, I'm just like, this guy's literally what Stephen Miller is today. Like, no, like,
and he's talking about lineage, and it's like, dude, like, you are Jewish, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, the lineage part is like, you're caught in 4K. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing you can be talking about that isn't natalist at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, your people were escaping either the Holocaust or pogroms in Russia or something, or Hungary or some shit. Like, that's your lineage, actually. Your lineage is escaping hating people for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, that is what made your lineage flee Eastern Europe somewhere, was people hated them just because they were around and said, let's kill those people.
Yeah.
After some propaganda.
Yeah.
And like, you're talking about like lineage and like Athens and Rome. Like, no, dude, actually, no. Because they were anti-Semitic too.
Yes.
The hell? That's embarrassing, dude. Like, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah, and he's only 40.
Is his wife some kind of person of color too, right?
Yeah. Was that an AI clip of her saying like he's like a sex machine or something? Because I was like, that has to be fake.
Wait, who are we talking about again?
Stephen Miller's wife. She look. If I'm not mistaken, she looks like some kind of person of color. I could look it up.
Yeah.
I thought Stephen Miller's wife was fucking around with Elon Musk.
There was that too, but I think that's ended. I guess. I think that's what happened.
I mean,
aha, Stephen Miller's wife is the first. Oh, she has her own Wikipedia page.
I mean, Elon Musk has San Francisco riz, in that if you're a woman who lives in San Francisco and you've never encountered an attractive
she's a conservative Jew. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not even going to touch that. Like, if you are a woman in San Francisco and you have never encountered a really attractive man before, you will settle for someone like Stephen Miller or Elon Musk. Like, Stephen Miller or Elon Musk are like California ugly.
Boy, the shit with Elon's dad too. I'm like, of course. I mean, come on now.
Allegedly.
And yet Elon aspires to be just like his dad. It's so, I'm like, you're never gonna get your dad's love, no matter how many baby mamas and kids you have, just like him. It doesn't matter.
I love how you say "and yet," when to me it's like, well, no surprise. Like, Elon, like, you know, he hates his dad, but also wants to be him.
Yeah, that's just the weirdest dynamic, I think.
Like, it'll be funny when speaking of that funeral, because Tucker Carlson made his little like people eating hummus joke or whatever And it's like, I wonder when they start turning on Stephen Miller.
Yes.
Because it's like, dog, like you're not like what a loser. Like you're not offended by that.
Yeah.
Like that's not just an Israeli joke. Like that is an anti-Semitic joke, dude. Like they're talking about you and your wife, dude, who apparently
Can
she
we
might
talk
be.
Sorry, I mean, we're talking about wives, and Donald Trump previously talked about Ted Cruz's wife. And I want to talk
Yes.
about as Brandon Sutton has said, the Gooner Sooner. I want to talk about the superintendent of education in the state of Oklahoma, who
was watching porn during
previously
a
was
meeting?
noted for accidentally playing porn, soft porn, on during a city council meeting.
Oh, it
But
was even
also
soft
is
porn?
now
Wow, embarrassing.
it was a Jackie Chan film from like the 80s, man. Like, like
It resigned over
listen, considering how
It's
much I
Oklahoma.
know Asian, considering how much Asian men get devalued in the dating market, I'm glad for Jackie Chan for hitting that bag in that movie. So like, notwithstanding, that was there, and he didn't have a good reaction to it, and that even wasn't the reason he was fired. Like Oklahoma is, and like you're gonna be like, Dan, don't do one of your little jokes. Like, don't do this. Oklahoma is the 50th worst state in education.
Yes.
But Black Dynamite, there's only 50 states in the United States.
And-
Oklahoma is the worst state for education in the entire fucking contiguous and non-contiguous union of the United States. All right, like that's the game we're playing here. And Superintendent Goon Man was like, actually, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
You almost dropped a slur, but go ahead.
I just can't.
If Kristina gets offended, it's bad.
I just can't believe that he resigned over like a softcore sex scene in a Jackie Chan movie. Like what? Man, that sex education is not existent there, is it?
It's Oklahoma, so
where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. I mean, it does have
Oklahoma.
I mean, I think Oklahoma is the only musical that's actually named after about a state. No, there's one called Arkansas. Never mind.
That's
going back to my love of musicals, okay? Oh man.
Yeah, well,
I'm just. Someone sent me what it was, so I can like be like, how bad was it?
I'm like, anywho's.
Well, okay.
But I think he's also going to be in charge of like a Turning Point USA educational chapter or whatever the hell. So this is like a good excuse for him to do something different.
Bam.
You guys lost me. I think you're talking about this person in Oklahoma. Was it the
superintendent?
The governor? The superintendent. Okay, all right. Well, this fool is interesting. RMT is saying that he's going into some position in TPUSA. I wonder too, like with TPUSA, like I wonder if whoever's like I don't know like how they are making money these days. I'm sure they can make some money themselves.
They gotta go fund me, bam.
But I would imagine like they are still receiving substantial amounts of money from whoever their donors are, like the big wigs.
Yeah, like the Koch brothers or something like that.
Yeah, like I wonder if some of that's gonna go away now that somebody's been yerked in the neck. Like, are they gonna be like, well, like, like
I don't think so, because I mean Charlie Kirk died with $12 million in his bank account, yet they're still wanting more money. And I
got
mean that
1,
whole
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
that
12s in
that
my bank
whole
account. M's in my bank account. In
that
my bank account.
whole WWE style funeral, which if that happened to Hassan, I want something bigger than that. Just saying.
It's not. It's not
I know
gonna be
exactly.
bigger than that.
They're
First
not
of all,
gonna do
it's
shit for
not.
him.
Second of all, like respectfully, please don't make me think about that.
I know, but
Even in the joke.
they were having like scroll like, please donate to Turning Points USA here, and I'm like, oh my god, they're literally grifting. Like, I mean, fucking Megyn Kelly was at Virginia Tech debating students. Like some people were like, we're still doing this tour around the college. I'm like, well, that's not a good idea. Look what happened.
Yeah, but like Megyn Kelly is like, sorry, dude, like you're not gonna be that same draw or whatever. And
Yeah.
like they're just
First of all,
Bam
you are
said
a woman.
Megyn Kelly's too ugly to be assassinated.
well, just to even pull the numbers, like I just look at it as like
Bam
nobody
said
can,
Megyn Kelly is too ugly to get assassinated.
like there's no person that can really
And he's not denying it.
there's no person that can really take his spot. So maybe those donors are just like, all right, we don't, instead of like 8 million, we're giving 4, you know, like, and who knows what happens to the organization. Like, I guess his wife is supposed to run it, but like she like, what is she gonna do? She's also telling people, women, to be homemakers. It was like, okay, so
But
you're
she's got like 3 degrees and has
right,
her own
right.
business, and yeah, like
No,
it's like
no.
I'm like, this is feminism 101.
Right. And there's been those type of like anti-feminist hypocrites before who like,
Rad
you know,
wives.
go around the country and are, you know, on every show, but they're telling women to stay at home and be homemakers. But
Phyllis
like,
Schlafly was like the OG, and everyone, and
right,
I would point out, be like, but you're working right now.
right,
You have
right,
a maid.
right. But at the end of the day, like for that movement, like that's a woman. Like they're not going to
Yeah.
listen to her. Like,
No.
you know, it's just not going to work. So I just kind of do feel like just the same way Tucker Carlson got off Fox and he fell off. That's probably what's going to happen to Turning Point too. Like you lost your star, you know, like,
Fingers crossed.
like you know,
I mean,
Tucker's
look at
still around a little bit, but like not really.
But also, to look at the Daily Wire, like they were really pumping a lot of money during COVID, which was a big mistake considering, you know, who the hell was working. And now they put all this, you know, into like their media film projects and, you know, some of their bigger voices like Candace Owens and female Ben Shapiro, whatever the hell her name is, left. And so like Daily Wire is struggling now too. But a lot of right-wing projects that, like Mark Levin, I think he had like something during 2016 that I kept seeing Facebook ads for, and I'm like, what the? Why am I seeing it? They're like, because they're putting so much money into ads, so you see it and you're interested in like subscribing or following or whatever. But that thing, his media conglomerate died within a few months.
Well, you know what? Also, like these right wingers are going to do better when there's a Democratic president. So
Yes.
While Trump's president, it's like, you know, what are you complaining about? You know what I mean? Like, because that's all they do.
Literally, you won.
That's all I do is
Kristina,
complain.
thank you. Like you won. Why are you complaining? But like,
what more do you
I will
want?
say that the right wing is based very strongly off of a victim culture and mentality. And like the right wing does not really exist in America, and it does not have that gumption. It does not have that, you know, happy Rosh Hashanah to those who celebrate, but it does not have that chutzpah to actually be a movement that exists without self-victimization.
That's the right anywhere. I mean, that is
Yeah.
like the right wing. Like that's what it starts from. Is just grievance and, you know, pointing the finger. So yeah, like obviously they can, you know, oh, look at Chicago or look at this and that, but it's like it's not going to really hit the same because who the hell is the mayor of Chicago? Like nobody cares. Wasn't it Bob Johnson? I don't know, but like nobody is like you're not going to have that
That's
same
a black man.
you're not going to have that. You're not going to have that. You're not going to have that same level of attention. What are you going to do? Like, look what Trump did today. Look what Trump did today. It's like people don't care about that. They want to see you mad about something. When you can say, look at this black Obama. Look what he's doing, and look at Biden's doing. Like, you're going to have way more going on. So
Yeah.
I could see a lot of them, especially these younger people like Shapiro and whatever's going to happen with TPUSA. Like, I could see a lot of them falling off. It seems like Candace Owens is still like holding her own, like by herself.
Yeah. Critical support for her for getting like the right wing off our backs and blaming Israel for what happened to Charlie Kirk, because it's like it takes away from us. And I'm like, I feel like she's the only person who actually generally cared about him.
I agree. No, I agree. Because like, I've unfortunately had friends who have died from gun violence, and I've talked about this on the very earlier episodes of Power Report. And Bam is bored and he's yawning as I'm talking about my friends getting shot in America.
Like, how many friends you got? God damn.
Which is very funny. It's very funny how Bam has.
We've all heard it. We all heard what Cameron said on Paid in Full. Niggas get shot every day, B. You be all right.
Minecraft yourself. But yeah, like I've experienced violence and all these other different. Hi, Cat. I've seen violence. I've experienced all these other different things, of course.
Don't you like me?
But the so easy willing to dehumanize certain situations and certain people, I think is like something that is used very dispensably on the right. Like on the right, it's like, oh, your person died, like I don't care, like they'll go full Killmonger, like, is this your king? But then if someone on the right dies, it's like flags at half staff, like we've got to
dox you.
Yeah, like it's just ridiculous. And I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself as far as my opinions on the whole doxing.
Well, I mean, it is kind of it's ridiculous because it's like he was just a podcaster who couldn't get into West Point, went viral on Fox News telling his story, blamed a black woman for it, got a bunch of Koch brother money, and bam, it's just luck. Like, well, that's what happened.
I got death threats in college because I would cover Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro and Milo Yiannopoulos and like all of those.
Oh yeah, we gotta worry about him apparently. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever.
And so like I got no, we mentioned this on the show before, but like I got no like sympathy for people who sent death after me to do those sort of things.
Yeah, I have no sympathy. That's what. Yeah, I don't. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I remember what you guys said during like Park. I remember when Heather Heyer got ran over and killed by that white supremacist, and they were right wingers were making all lives splatter merchandise for funsies because this was the beginning of we should be able to run over and kill protesters, if we want to. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have no like. Nothing in my heart at all. Like, at all. Like, I mean, zero. I mean, for me with Charlie Kirk, it was literally like this guy said that we need gun violence. Like, you said it, dude.
Yeah,
like,
to keep us Second Amendment.
Yeah, like you said that.
Let your nuts hang. Let your nuts hang, dude.
It's like if I said that, like, I don't believe in violence and guns and none of that. I'm not advocating for violence in any way, shape, or form at all to anybody for real, from a political standpoint. But if I was like, yeah, dude, like we need that Second Amendment, you know what I mean? Somebody got to get shot for that. That is me sacrificing myself potentially.
Yes.
Because I'm one of those people. If it's we gotta have that, I'm part of the we. So I'm just like, I can't feel sorry for somebody like that. I don't really care. So like, I know what Charlie Kirk was doing was inciting so much violence to marginalized people. I know that for a fact. Like that culture that he was breeding in a lot of young men, and not just white men, like a lot of young men, was toxic and violent. People got hurt behind shit that Charlie Kirk was talking about, for sure. But yeah, it's America and you have the right to say it. Go for it. You have the right. And it's like, yeah, like whatever. That's the price we pay for this.
Let your nuts hang.
Right. And it is what it is. I would not for 1 second say like, oh, he shouldn't have the right to say, go for it. But when you as the person say we need gun violence for the second, so we can have the Second Amendment, then you just off yourself potentially.
Yeah.
You put your name in the hat.
Yeah. And you did the lottery. You did the lottery short story, you know?
Like, I believe in the First Amendment. I'm with that. I like that we have the First Amendment. But I know that if, you know, let's say if this show was big, somebody's going to hear that and they're going to get upset with me. I don't think that they should physically assault me, but I know people get mad, you know, and it is what it is. You got to be ready for whatever. But, you know, but I'm not advocating for that. He's advocating for gun violence. I'm not advocating for violence. You know, I don't think that we need the Second Amendment, actually.
Go ahead, Kristina.
I mean, the right wing is them liberals pushed us too far. They want war. Well, we'll get. I'm like, what are you talking? What world are you living in? Leave us alone. We're not doing anything.
I don't think about you at all.
Yes,
like that's the thing is that like these right wingers are like, we're at war with the left. I'm like, yeah, like even me, and I run a stream out of a great expense out of my own pocket to like, you know, do all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't care about you at all, man. I don't.
They should know that most of the leftists are at war with the Democrats. Like, that's what they should understand. Like,
it's like
half of them are not thinking about you. They're mad at the center more than y'all. Actually, like that's what you should.
A third of liberals are upset that Zoran Mamdani is not left enough for them. Like, just if I were a Republican, I would just shut up. And I would just let us fight. Like, I say let them fight all the time on this show. And, like, if I were a Republican, that would be my default position on the left. Just, like, let them fight.
Literally. That's around the world. Around the world. I will repeat the quote from the somewhat recently deceased Pepe Mujica, former president of Uruguay. He said, the left fought each other and Franco died in his sleep. Literally, the left could not they're infighting the whole time, and Franco just, you know, got to just die of old age. So that's how the left actually is.
Yeah, it's funny. It's amusing to me. Because it's like I'm like, seriously, like we're too busy it's funny, like a lot of people are like, you know, why do you criticize Democrats more Republicans? Because we shouldn't have to criticize Democrats. We shouldn't have to beg for them to do better, to be better. I mean, we know it now.
This is what Pinker Bell said. Republicans come in two varieties: people who don't understand people who don't understand cause and effect, and people who do understand it but think it won't be them that suffers. Well, you know what? They're going to find out soon enough if they haven't found out already. Because in a authoritarian situation, the only people that are like seem to be chilling is like the inner circle and the very wealthy people. But even they are walking on eggshells the whole time. Luigi. Like nobody in any authoritarian regime is chilling. It makes me remember, this is me going into the weeds. When Saddam Hussein came into power in Iraq, like he had some big ass convention kind of thing. And all these people who had been in the Ba'ath Party, they're just chilling, you know, they're doing whatever. They just start picking people out of that crowd and they killed them all. It was probably like 40 different dudes who were probably like, oh, I'm just going to go in the back and like, they're going to give me like a new Cuban cigar or some shit like that. No, he just was like, oh no, I heard you said some shit about me before. I heard you laughed at me when I stubbed my toe. They all got killed. So the Republicans, like, we're not at that situation just yet.
We're getting there though.
We might be getting there, but these Republicans who think like, no, it's not going to be me. It's like, no, dude. Like, soon enough, it's your neighbor snitching on you.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, all these people that are like calling on like ICE on their neighbors. I'm like, y'all would have ratted out Anne Frank, because it was someone who was Jewish who did rat out Anne Frank's family because he did not want to, get sent to the camps. And there were people like that during World War II who kind of did spy on the Nazis or helped, rat out. I mean, but that was the same thing with McCarthyism as well during like the Hollywood Blacklist and the Red Scare. There are people who would turn on their friends, and it really shows people just are out for themselves.
It's insane, but it's so not surprising. Like, I was just talking in New York about how like you'll have people who move to this area who are like, I'm gonna complain about the noise at night. And it's like, dude, this is Brooklyn. Like,
noise machine.
The fucking Haitians are gonna be, throwing it down right now. Like it's gonna be loud, especially in the summer. Like, get good. Like, sucks to suck. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a lot of people in America who don't want to assimilate. And by assimilate, I don't mean that, like, people who are immigrants who move to America have to accept American values, because that's the exact wrong thing. It's like, no, you live in America, you moved here, or your ancestors moved here because this is a more accepting place. So you've got to pay it forward, and you've got to be accepting to people too. And a lot of people don't do that here. So
I mean, look what they tried doing to Leonardo DiCaprio. Italians were still considered people of color back in 1989 when they were like, you got to be Lenny Williams instead of Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm like,
listen, I'm not
world? I'm like, what?
I'm not defending Leo, man.
In what world is Lenny Williams a better name, though? Like, no.
They didn't want to sound like
discrimination.
They didn't want him sounding like some Dago.
This is your power report, and so I want to play, like, the UN happened, like the United Nations happened, like America met with the
people who call it a genocide.
Many foreign countries to do the damn thing. And
apparently an escalator stopped working. I didn't really hear about that until like today. I was like, what is he bitching about?
Well,
is he lazy to walk up himself?
Tape. I've got a clip of that, and I'm gonna try to play it here. Let me get it rolling. But yeah, Donald Trump complained a lot that his freaking escalator wasn't working, which, I think escalators owe us a lot, given what Donald Trump has given us ever since he came down an escalator. But here is that situation right here. He said that, thank God Melania Trump and Donald Trump, a very happily married couple, are healthy and strong because they didn't have to deal with what this danger could have been. So, yeah, I'm going to run this here and we'll play it. Boop. Whoa.
President Trump, Schumer.
I mean,
I also love how
dipped on him.
She's like,
yeah, I love how Melania's like,
Donald.
we can do this. Yeah.
I like how he's like as if he's walking up like for the first time in his life. Like, I'm like, do you not use the stairs at all? Like, it's fine. Like, even when you're going up an escalator, people walk up, but to get up, up faster, down faster.
Right.
Like, what the? Like, you don't just
right.
Escalator.
But Melania left his ass. She was out of there.
I know. God, I can't wait for. I mean, this is why I think imagine all the stuff that's going to come out once Trump is out of office or dies. like all the stuff, all the evidence, whatever they manipulated, they destroyed, they withheld, like shit's gonna like, but we would already know like what they've been trying to do, but it'll be like more vindication from the left, especially about their marriage. That's a business arrangement.
Maybe one day she can get a subpoena to talk about Epstein, because that was her friend too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna apparently. What was the was it in Arizona? I forget what state, but someone the Senate has all the votes now to release Epstein stuff. Like
Yeah,
they
Arizona.
Yeah, but they're still trying to block that again. But it's in the House.
Didn't
It's like
Melania sue someone for like talking
mentioning
about the Epstein stuff? Yeah. It was just like a mention. It was like,
I think she was threatening to sue someone over that, and it's like, dude, but look at the photos. That's how he arranged you and Donnie.
Epstein said that he introduced Melania and Donald, and that the first time they did it was on his plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Nobody wants to think about Mushroom Man, I'm sure, but yeah, because that's gross. But
I'm gonna leave y'all to host the show for a bit. I will be right back, but yeah, y'all keep doing the thing. I will say that other than the UN stuff, hi Sachi, we could, while we're in the world stuff, talk about and we forgot to do this last episode, and I remember ending the last episode being like, damn, we forgot to do this, but like Russia's really going hard in the paint right now when it comes to the Ukraine stuff. Like they're actively invading, like, airspace of Estonia, Romania, many countries from which I have dated people, and it's very touch and go there. So I will leave y'all to talk about that while I go.
Well, I'm gonna the UN. I mean, obviously Trump's whole rant was ridiculous, but one interesting thing that he said was that he had an encounter with Lula from Brazil, and that they're going to have a meeting. I feel like he said later this week or maybe next week or something like that. And Trump was doing his typical "I like him."
I like him a lot. You don't even know his name, probably like
right. I like him. Yeah. Anyway,
I like him a lot.
So we'll see, like, if anything comes from that, if there's any movement on the tariffs with Brazil. Because I mean, I'm not a coffee drinker anymore, but I'm hearing that coffee has gone up a lot. So
yeah, that might be part of the reason why Starbucks is, tanking too. On top of that, you never know. But like, it's funny too because Trump said that all the tariff money that we will be receiving will go to farmers, and I'm like, but you're tariffing stuff but what? Like, it's so stupid.
Meanwhile, farmers are burning soybeans. In the meantime,
yes. Exactly.
Like Trump is probably sending $20 billion to Argentina so they don't sell their soybeans to China, like because China stopped buying our soybeans. So no, it's insane, right? But so after the UN, whatever, Trump met with Zelensky. We don't really know what happened during that meeting, but after, Trump did send out a post on Truth Social saying that, Russia's army is a paper tiger, and, if it was actually strong, they would have won this war a long time ago, and Ukraine has a chance to actually win the war and take back all their territory and even more than that.
I was like, did you skip your Sudafed? What happened?
Yeah. So, I mean, now granted, the part about Russia's army being weak, like I've been saying that since maybe like a month into the invasion that they did, because Putin said that they were going to win this war in 3 weeks. And it's like, well, you didn't do that. The president, Zelensky, is traveling all over the world. Not even that. Joe Biden went to Ukraine. Like, Joe Biden went to Kyiv during this war
Yeah.
Like, y'all are actually really whack. Russia's army is like, I think because it's a big apple and all the bluster, it seems like it's some major force, but not that I remember because I was too young to like know this. But after I read about this, when Russia was fighting what amounts to a civil war in Chechnya, they were saying that the Russian army was begging for food in the streets in Grozny, the capital of Chechnya, because they weren't even sending them food. They're on the front lines over there. So, granted, I would have hopefully they built up since like the mid 90s, but you know, this is conspiracy kind of too. This is conspiracy bam here. Did Putin start this war to just like sacrifice a bunch of young men because those are the people that could really like form a protest movement that could get him out of office potentially? I don't know. But in the meantime, now granted, I don't really care much about Trump's post because he changes his mind every other second. But for sure, like the fact that Ukraine is still standing after this invasion, and not only that, but that I don't know if they still have any of this land, but they were occupying Russian land for a while. It basically took Trump to get in office for like Russia to take a lot of that back. I think it was like Kursk or something like that. It's embarrassing for Putin and them, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, Trump said that there's going to continue to sell weapons to NATO, and NATO can do whatever they want with them. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm addicted to those like my drama reels, like those like minute long, like the plots are very fast paced, no character development. They're all over my ads. I'm addicted to them. A lot of them they shoot in Ukraine. And so I follow some of the actors on TikTok and they'll be reading their script and you hear bombs in the background. And they're like, this is my reality. I even cleaned for a woman who went to Ukraine and there was an alarm. Like she had to go into hiding during her trip to Ukraine because Russians were close. They were nearby.
Why did she go?
She works for an organization that like helps like countries in situations like this. So she was like not even she didn't expect for that to happen. I mean, she was gonna do like whatever she meetings and business and whatever, and then all of a sudden sirens went off and they're like you gotta go, and they almost ran into a bunch of Russian guards who were gonna get them. Yeah. I mean,
so she was there when it started.
She went there in the middle, like last year.
Bro. So even that is like, you got somebody going there to like conduct business during a war. It's like Russia, like the really embarrassing thing about Russia's quote unquote tactics is that they've damn near abandoned whatever like front line they have, and now they just like drone and bomb civilians. It's like you're not even trying to fight the army for real. You're just sending drones and missiles into like apartment buildings. Like, what is this? Like, how could you could never occupy this country for any like a long period of time? You're just killing civilians. They're never gonna just be like, okay, it's fine now. Like, no, dude, it's just hard to know. Like, is Putin just that dumb? Is this just like the dictator's last laugh kind of thing?
Like,
or is he trying to kill a bunch of he's trying to make sure that there's way less young men in Russia that could get tired of him? I don't know.
I think that like I think about this a lot, especially like I think as a kid, I grew up thinking like, oh, wow, I've learned about history and I'm a nerd about history. And I'm like, how did Nazi Germany rise to power? And like, but Black Dynamite, you're now seeing Nazi Germany rise to power, right? Like,
yeah, we're in
you're
Earth
seeing
X.
all the, yeah, like you're seeing all this stuff happen and you're like, oh, it's actually a very like zone of interest style view of things where like the banality of evil is what actually takes on. And it's like, it's not that like a society decides to become evil. It's that a society
It's like groomed to become evil.
Yeah, like it's a
They
it is
foster, like they fester all that. It grows and grows and grows.
Evil's right there, and it's very convenient for us, and it allows us to, get past some of the complexities of other things we don't want to actually get into. So they do it. And yeah, I got it's terrible. Like I have ancestors who were interned in like Japanese internment camps during World War II. And when I hear stories about the ICE stuff, like here's the last thing I'll do on the domestic thing. Because we're way over time anyways on the domestic stuff. But I gotta be very careful with what I say here. Again, top level, I don't like the fact that there's violence happening during this regime as extreme things are happening, but also extreme things are happening during this regime. And I'm kind of surprised that when you had this like shooting at an ICE facility and the Trump team is trying to say that it was a left winger who was trying to attack ICE's operations, even though the people who were ultimately killed were not wardens or guards. They were detainees of ICE.
Yep.
Yeah, this idea of like masked people in America taking people from their houses and trying to break into people's houses. I'm not saying I support this. I'm not saying I want this, but I'm honestly surprised that we haven't seen more cases of ICE agents getting murked. Because this is America, and if you're going to try to snatch someone randomly off the street, you're probably going to get shot. Like politics notwithstanding, like you're probably going to get
like who the fuck are you? Stand your ground. But like it's so funny that the Department of Homeland Security's like official Twitter, like how dare you compare us to the Gestapo? I'm like, but what did the Gestapo do? What did they kidnap Jewish people from their homes, put them in a ghetto, put them on trains, and send them to a fucking camp where they either allegedly, yeah, okay, yeah.
Don't agree with Bam on that. That's a trap, Kristina. Don't.
I know. Okay, Bam, and they were either sent to gas chambers or they get malnourished and they had to work. Like there is no difference, because we know for a fact that these folks, if they can't deport them, they're going to use them for labor.
Oh yeah. They're talking about 20,000 missing people. It's like, they're probably freaking raking up the burnt soybean farm.
Yeah. And I'm like, and the fact that people don't see the pattern, I'm like, guys, those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Deadass.
Every time. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Let's get another one. Third time's a charm. Let's get one more.
No kidding.
No one to hold him, no one to hold him.
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
There we go. We need a one more.
Yes, exactly. Let's go into international news, and there's a lot of UN things, like, but I don't even want to talk about the UN because like Bam's already yawning. It barely matters. I have a bet to win, and so we're gonna do this. Basically, the take of the UN was like Trump being like, you suck, your country suck, you're fat, you're ugly, and no one would fuck you, and that's the European Union. That's the way I feel about Europe. That's just how it is. The only part about Europe that I do like is wherever Melania is from. I don't know exactly where that is, but I don't care. I just like that. But I'm thinking, yeah, like as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, like there's so much going on with Russia trying to, pick and see how far they can invade with NATO countries. That's happening this week in the backdrop of these United Nations meetings. One thing that was kind of crazy that, like, because I'm a nerd, I low-key noticed was that there was a terror attack planned for New York this week, actually, that got foiled by the United States government. They were going to basically use these servers that were set up to do DDoS, dedicated denial of service, I think is the name of that. But they were going to do attacks in New York on the infrastructure out here. And I knew this was like being tested or happening because my 5G would constantly disconnect and reconnect. I'd go from like, nope, you're on LTE now. Now you're on 5G. Now you're on 4G. Now you're on 5G.
That's a pain.
And I saw that happening, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And given all the Charlie Kirk stuff and given me almost being doxxed, I was like kind of being paranoid about me being hacked. And so I took some measures to like make sure that that was working. But no, it turned out that that was the Secret Service actually making sure that New York's telecoms did not get destroyed, because the plan was for New Yorkers to lose access to cell phone coverage. And not just New Yorkers, but also emergency services. And so that could kind of move in as everything was happening. And so that didn't happen. That was foiled. This is the time when the United Nations is happening. And so that was very good. So all that stuff is happening. But like, that's to say that, like, I'm not trying to like, yay, America, we foil the plot. But like, we're being actively targeted, and like, very few people are talking about it because of everything else that's going on, because apparently Jimmy Kimmel's right to have $1 million contract is more important than like people hacking into our cell phones in New York City right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's saying that, like, we're getting more data centers. And, people are going to be losing their clean water, and their electric bills are going up. And I have people who are like, well, my electric bill ain't going up. I'm like, well, lucky you. You don't have a fucking data center in your town. A lot of people of color, Black communities, are already struggling. And now they have to deal with that.
Right.
And no one seems to care.
Right. Going back to what you were talking about, though, Dan, about the incursions by Russian drones. I know I saw Poland. I think Poland was the initial one. Then I saw Romania and Estonia. And they asked Trump if Russian planes come into NATO airspace, should they be shot down? He was like, yep. Like, he just said yes. Like, yeah. Like, obviously there haven't been any Russian jets. Oh, no, wait. Maybe there was a Russian jet near Estonia, actually. But
I want to say it's just been drones, but maybe
yeah, me too. But yeah, I wonder, like, it's funny because I almost feel like this is like Putin's like the Russian army, the way that they've done, like what they've done in this Ukraine invasion, like Putin sending drones into other NATO countries is like Trump distracting from the Epstein files. Is like, don't look how bad we're doing on the battlefield. Look at these drones that are unarmed that are going into Polish airspace. It's like, dog, what are you doing? You haven't done like a third of what you've claimed you wanted to do in Ukraine. What the hell is the point of sending some drones into Poland? If Poland joins the war with Ukraine, you're done for.
Yeah.
you're literally done for. Like, they will push the Russian army back into, like, they will actively retreat like a cartoon. So what are
I
you
sent the drugs to Poland.
right?
I
Like,
sent the wine to Poland.
literally, it's just like, what are you doing? They're you know, obviously, the neoconish nature of a lot of media is like, you know, they're testing NATO's resolve and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, he's literally distracting from how bad the Russian army's doing. Like, uh, Zelensky is traveling around the world, dude. Like, they literally have delegations from all over Europe and stuff come to Ukraine like it's nothing. Like, this is 3 years. Like, it's gonna be 4 years in a few months. Like, you're not doing shit. You just killed you killed like some old ladies every other day, basically. And that's embarrassing in itself. Like, that's what you're doing. Like, what is this thing? Like, you have no objective and it's embarrassing. And I'm just like, I feel bad for the people of Russia. It's like, I don't know what media they see. Like, I don't know what they know, but I'm sure there's a lot of intelligent people there that are just like, what is the point of this? Like, now we can't even travel and shit. And like, you know,
Yeah.
just because there's war for no reason.
To Poland.
You know what's interesting is with Jimmy Kimmel and all that's been going on. A lot of people from like Russia were documenting like what happened when Putin and the Kremlin took over. You know, they immediately like shut down TV stations and took over, fired people.
They
and
attacked
stuff
the
like
comedians.
That. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So it's like, I mean, we're getting. I mean, if not state-run media, why does it seem like it? You know, like especially with JD Vance taking over Turning Point USA from the White House.
Kristina, to kind of sharpen your point, if not state-funded media, why state-funded media shaped? You know, like it's like, you know, like why is, you know, like why
It's
if it
a little
looks like
off to
a
me.
if it looks like a corkscrew rapist duck and it quacks like a corkscrew rapist duck, then it seems to be Brendan Carr.
It seems to be that Dan is sleepy. That was it. Right? That was it. That was it right there. That was the tell.
Oh no, I have not stressed out Bam enough during the stream, and I felt that was going to be the greatest opportunity. It's just like, you know, can I describe that duck penis? It's ungodly. Like it's just
what?
like, you know.
Do I want to know?
Kristina,
Jamie,
stop him.
Jamie, can you pull that up? Can we pull up a picture of the duck penis? No. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to say that's
Yeah, Christina's
good.
Googling it right now.
Good. Honestly, fine. No. Don't Google that. That's rough stuff. Honestly, like,
is it worse than Blue Waffle?
Oh, no contest worse. Absolutely. Like,
what is this inside joke?
You know, Google like that. Blue
Bam,
Waffle?
you should Google. Bam, you should Google Blue Waffle after the show.
Oh, middle school, man.
He's gonna do it during the show, and it's gonna be the worst.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh
I apologize in advance. Anyways, I'm sure you've seen this before, Bam. I'm sure this isn't like, you know,
I blocked it in your memory.
Oh, this is funny. Okay.
That's not the reaction I had, but I'm gonna go into like the fun report.
There have been bear sightings in my town.
I should call him. I'm gonna go off the rip. This is a Saatchi Select here.
What?
No, man. No,
we're not doing it.
No, we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna shoot it off the rip. I'm not gonna give either of you or the
Context.
audience any context. I'm just gonna go straight off the dome, man. This is funny. This is hilarious, man. Okay, so this is a clip, and again, everyone on the show has the ability, including some of the audience, to do the
Pause it for a second.
And so, if you need to pause it, feel free. But roll tape.
Trying to build a case against FBI Director James Comey. Now, I thought that was his job as the former head of FBI, but maybe I'm wrong. But wasn't he supposed to, like, if somebody said this is wrong, you check it out?
Yeah.
Or are they just fishing to find something to charge him with and to appease their boss? And who is the woman that has never prosecuted anything before?
Yes.
Is that the truth?
Yes.
So please break this down
I
for
will.
us,
I will.
please.
So yes, James Comey, as the former head of the FBI,
Right.
is tasked to supervise FBI agents, part of the Justice Department, and also is responsible for investigating cases and potential charges. What I will say is that the Eastern District of Virginia is nicknamed the Rocket Docket because of how sophisticated those cases are and how quickly they move through the system. And what's interesting is Eric Siebert, who I do know was the U.S. Attorney of the Eastern District of the Rocket Docket, he could not find any probable cause. He found no evidence based to charge Letitia James. Trump then fired him for doing his job, for doing it correctly. He replaces him with, let's see, I've never heard of her before, Lindsay Halligan, who has never prosecuted a criminal case in her 10-year career as an insurance lawyer. She was an insurance lawyer for...
She's an 8, but in her defense, she's an 8. At least in Donald Trump's eyes, she's an 8.
She's like Affleck.
Yeah.
For a law firm in Florida, and she also represented Donald Trump in 3 civil cases before the federal government. By contrast, Eric Siebert, who was the former U.S. Attorney of the Eastern District, prosecuted 675 federal criminal cases. And so that is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with sort of a kangaroo court system at this point. I don't have the faith, as a former federal prosecutor, it gives me no pleasure to say this, but I do not have faith in the office of the Eastern District under someone who has no prosecutorial experience.
I don't like Comey. I agree with Trump on this one.
You don't like Comey because of what he
I don't like what he did to Hillary. I don't like what he did to Hillary.
Yeah, therefore he should be prosecuted.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was like, when I first heard about the James Comey thing, like I guess I wasn't really paying attention when I was listening, but for a second I thought that Trump was gonna like go after him for the Hillary stuff. Actually, like I'm like, that would be so funny. That'd be so funny if Trump was like, no, like what you did, saying that you were investigating Hillary during the campaign, that was illegal, and that's what we're coming for you about. That would be so funny. He might have more of a case for that than whatever he's doing right now.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't go after The View first, with the way they talk about Trump. But they've been awfully quiet. They haven't really been that aggressive.
Dude, I mean, who is talking? I mean, do you watch The View? I haven't.
No, but I'm surprised that Trump hasn't tried to get The View canceled first. I'm like, I can live with Jimmy Kimmel. The View, I can live without. You know, like. So let's talk about it.
Nah, I like Whoopi's got a job. She was in Color Purple, so I like
she
that.
should have gotten the Oscar for The Color Purple, not for Ghost. I will die on that hill. I'm right. Just saying.
Dan hasn't seen it either.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything about Whoopi Goldberg in The Color Purple. I'm just gonna say that she's ashier than the Gross sisters. Anyways.
Dan's so racist. Yeah.
I will rarely
Some would
have,
argue that he was
but I
doing his
rarely
job.
have something that I agree with Trump on. So this is one thing.
That you
some
don't
would-
like him.
But Joy, some would say he was
Well,
doing his job, James Comey.
What, at the last minute to bring out this baloney, email baloney thing?
Some
Get
would
outta
say he
here.
was doing his
Okay, so
job.
I'm not gonna dredge up ancient history and move on.
You
But-
agree
but,
with me?
I think that it should have been investigated. I do think the timing was out of step with
You think?
tradition within the Department
Yeah.
of Justice.
Yeah.
They generally don't do that a month out
Yeah.
from an election.
Right.
Oh my god! Like,
What the fuck?
like, lick the balls and get sloppy with the shaft when it comes to all of this. Like, oh, we don't usually do this during an election year. Like, this is the whole thing. Like, first of all,
This is not normal. Whatever. Shut up.
yeah, like Mitch McConnell was like, our job is to make Barack Obama a one-term president. And like, bitch made, you got cooked. Barack Obama got 2 terms, and I hate to even be prideful for that, but you know, like that's the situation.
I did.
I'm not dick riding Obama, actually, but like, you know, like that. And so whenever Democrats are like, oh, there's nothing we can do, like, you know, we're trying our best and we've run out of options, like, you know, I hate that, because Republicans were obstructionist from the jump when the black guy became president. So like I reject that argument. But like in this situation, I hate all these people. like I hate how, especially the folks on The View, they claim to be very like, we are checked into politics. Hi sirens. Oh no, you're coming for me. Ooh, that's bad. Wee-woo. Anyways, oh, it's worse right now. That's anyways, we're all good. I'm sorry.
They're coming for you.
But of course you say that. Okay. But I think we're just supposed to be past this point of you know, Republicans like, you know, doing this fake concern trolling thing with leftists of like yeah,
We
like,
would
you know,
never. Look, shut up. Yet you done it.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like they hold us to all these ridiculous standards, and then you look at them and it's like, oh, you're just as bad, if not worse. And so I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of done with it. They continue to do it, and we just, you know, we watch it. We let them cook.
Yeah.
That's the end of this video, though. So I will put it.
But yeah, like it's just so funny because it's like, you know, Republicans, as soon as you know, the civil rights era, leftist activism died down, and the right became more unified, more majority, they're like, we're gonna obstruct Democrats, even no matter how moderate they are. And now we're going to a point where Democrats are looking to think tanks to, you know, find candidates that just don't talk about the actual issues. And I don't know. It's like, they're not learning anything. Look at our opposition party. I mean, there are things that Democrats can do, legal means, to obstruct Republicans, but they're not doing them. Because again, they're afraid. They're always afraid of what happens. I'm like, you guys are not taking the opportunities, you know, to obstruct and delay and deny Republicans what they want. Even Ted Cruz was like, you know, I'm worried that Democrats are going to turn around and do the same thing to us. No, they're not. They're not.
Well, I guess we'll see.
And the parliamentary won't let them.
We'll see what's going to happen with this impending potential government shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens with that. But in the meantime,
it sucks because like we should care more about government shutdowns, but like we were numb to government shutdowns during the Obama administration, especially because
I like green eggs and ham. Do you not see the irony in that, Raphael?
Yeah. Kristina, that is such a deep cut. I appreciate that. Even Bam's confused, but I know that.
Yeah. Okay. So when when Ted Cruz was trying to filibuster Obamacare and the government shut down, he read green eggs and ham to, you know, kill time.
Unabomber Ted. So
And
sorry, but I will just
the
say
whole
one
point.
sentence, and I promise, Kristina, you can finish. But like, Green Eggs and Ham was Ted Cruz's Cory Booker non-filibuster filibuster moment
Yeah.
for the Tea Party movement in like in the first Obama administration. Like, that's how big it was, and that's why I want to tell you like how decrepit American politics is. But yeah, Kristina, keep going.
And if you know what Green Eggs Ham is about, it's like, I don't like this. Well, try it. You might like it, which basically kind of is like an analogy to Obamacare. And people were like, Ted, Senator Cruz, you don't see, how weird that seemed? He's like, no, it had nothing to do with that. And everyone's like, you kind of did, though. If you pick another Dr. Seuss book, like The Cat in the Hat, it wouldn't make the same point.
Okay, my unpopular opinion is that the Cat in the Hat movie that was made in like the early 2000s.
It's so good.
It's actually kind of hard. It's pretty hard,
good.
actually.
I love it.
It's very like.
It's very Dr.
There's so much inappropriate shit packed into that, but like it's very funny.
Yeah.
Bam, what are your thoughts? Thoughts?
Yeah. Have not. I don't know if I've seen that movie, but it is cute seeing you guys have a moment though. Aaron apparently liked that movie as well.
I mean, even though Mike Myers is not fit to do physical like roles like a Jim Carrey was, he still was pretty good. That's the cat.
I'm as nutty as Michael Myers. Bam got that one. Okay,
Honey,
we brought it back. We brought it
she
back.
bought it. Oh yeah.
Aaron liked that movie, but Aaron also says that she has notorious bad taste in movies. So,
well, when Dan came down here, I made him watch this Artie Lang comedy called Beer League with Ralph Macchio from The Karate Kid. It is such a fucking bad movie, but I love it.
Artie Lang wasn't he from the Howard Stern?
Howard Stern, yeah. This was like back in 2006.
Okay.
It's so bad. Like, it's so like offensive.
The thing I like about movies from the 2000s is that they all stuck to like a unwritten rule that no movie was longer than 100 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think
Okay,
that's a
Conan
sweet spot.
Neutron, go off.
Oh, don't.
Conan's the same way.
First of all, no disrespect to Conan Neutron. Second of all, don't compare me to Conan Neutron. I just think that we're both loud and correct, and that
you both like short movie runtimes.
90 minutes is not short. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hours where they did like Jimmy Neutron and the Fairly Odd Parents, like those were 60-minute specials and they got the job done fucking 3 times in a row. Okay. So like, don't tell, like 60 minutes is short. 90 minutes is the exact amount of time that it should be. And like, 2 or 3 hours is just exhausting. And like, you just need more lube after that. Anyways, what's the...
Yeah, but we're all entitled to have like one movie that's really, really bad to like and be fun.
Yeah, and for Bam, it's everything Spike Lee has ever made.
Oh
wow! The funny thing, Dan, you actually were having a Spike Lee talking point, although his was like 10 years ago when he was talking about the people moving to Brooklyn and it's loud and they're complaining and stuff. So that Spike was saying that about 10 years ago about gentrification. So
interesting that Spike was saying about gentrification 10 years ago what everyone has said about gentrification since the fucking since California stopped being Mexico. So like
can I say something about that real quick?
Shit.
I think it's funny when a lot of white folks I think it's funny when white folks in California, they back then they're like, hey, let's own most of Mexico. Yeah, okay, call it California. And now they're like, why are there so many Mexicans here? I'm like, because you took their fucking land. Don't be surprised. Jesus.
No, it's because open borders.
Yeah, exactly. This just started happening the last 5 years.
One of my favorite things about California is how Trader Joe's ended up getting canceled for this, but they used to have off-brand versions of their products that were like, racially coded for those products. So like their Chinese products were not called Trader Joe's, they were branded as Trader Ming. And their Hispanic product, and I emphasis on the Hispanic products that they serve there were not Trader Joe's, they were Trader Jose. And like eventually after Trayvon Martin, but before George Floyd, they were like, okay, we're gonna have to tap the brakes on that. We can't do that anymore.
This is like rainbow capitalism, doing like trying to be inclusive, but like it's not really working.
Yeah, this is gringo capitalism. This is different.
They also hired a DEI person at Trader Joe's too when they got rid of all that.
Bam, Bam, can you explain to the audience what a DEI person, if it's different from a
N-word?
I can tell you who was a DEI hire, Cash Patel.
Do that's what I say. Do the Cash Patel.
No, you gotta cross them.
Yeah, I got like.
I should call her.
Dan, go to sleep, dude. You just go to bed, dude. You're done, yo. You're done.
But if I go to sleep right now, you lost the bet.
Oh, Bam, you're
muted. For once, you're muted and not me. That's funny.
I don't even know what bet you're talking about, but you're done, buddy.
No, the bet was over under. So, Kristina, we're doing a prop bet on the side of how long this PowerPoint episode is going to last.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so the over under is 3 hours, and I said the under, and everyone else unanimously, Bam, sees Sachi, other unnamed associates of the show, they said over, and we are currently at
only
2 hours 12.
Yeah.
I'm about to make so much money, especially because the house always wins.
Dan is tripping.
But we did. Shut up. We do have I'm gonna have to have a conversation with our esteemed and lovely producer for how we produce this part of the show, because this is not exactly the time I want to go for, because this is kind of dark. But let's go into some kind of lighter stuff. So shout out to one of my flings who hates the way I pronounce this certain name, but Kamala Harris. She's got a book that's coming out. She's got a book.
Her fifth book. Her fifth book. Her fifth book, by the way.
Her fifth book? I thought her first 4 books were the ones she threw at Black mothers for not putting their kids
to school.
Ooh. Anyways, Kamala Harris's one word trick that Democrats don't want you to know just dropped, and it has to do with Zoran Mamdani. And when it comes to Kamala Harris's opinion on Zoran Mamdani, yes, Kristina, you're right. Kamala Harris's endorsement was quote unquote checks notes. Sure. It's funny. It's like Bam knows when I say sure, it's like I'm fine with something, but I hate it. And Kamala Harris was basically like, I'm fine with Zoran Mamdani, but I hate him. Because the full quote, to give you the
I will support the Democratic nominee. Whatever. Say his name. Say his name. The name is Mamdani.
No. He doesn't. Kamala Harris didn't say anything about Zoran Mamdani's policies. She just said, well, he's the Democratic nominee, so sure, I support him, which is like it's it's the if. Sorry, that's an audio face joke, but like it's a very much like due to the conditions of my parole, I will be supporting Zohran Mamdani. Like it's kind of sad, and like Bam, I'm surprised if you even care or know about even this thread of stuff. But like Kamala Harris is on the book tour, and
I watched the Rachel Maddow interview.
Wow. Okay, so
all I gotta say
let me
about
shut up.
vindication. Once again,
like vindication about what, Kristina, and then Bam, I want you to
well,
jump in.
everything that like she was worried about, like Gaza, how it would impact in the swing states, like, and like if she had stuck doing vibes like Brat Summer, Republicans are weird, it probably would have worked out a lot better for her. But then we were too mean to Republicans, and we had to court moderates instead of a younger, diverse demographic of people, and that still makes me mad. Like how many times do we? Every time we try to appeal to a moderate base, they still end up voting Republican. They still end up voting far right. Like it's like what Chuck Schumer said. Was it Chuck Schumer said? Like for every working class, whatever in Pennsylvania, we'll
for every like one working class voter we lose, like, and the rest vote or whatever, like whatever
moderate
like,
in the suburbs or something like that.
Yeah, like whatever one working class voter we lose on the coast or whatever, we gain 2 in the suburbs, like in the Rust Belt. Like
which is not true.
We won't rest.
Those glasses are getting. I think he's starting to get. I think Sam Cedars making fun of him with his glasses is starting to get to him, because I noticed his glasses are kind of looking different now too.
Oh, Kristen, I thought you were attacking me for my glasses, because I was like, oh, these are my newer pairs. I was like, oh no,
they look good. What are you talking about? But it's just, I mean, if she had kept doing, the brat thing, and just and maybe going on more podcasts, and just, letting Tim Walz go wild with Republicans are weird, that shit was working, because look how they've gotten even worse with being how weird they are. Also, the fact that she wanted Pete Buttigieg, I'm like, it doesn't matter if he's gay or not. He just has no charisma with the African American community.
I'm gonna say some wild. So yeah, like I am
not even. He wasn't even playing well with the LGBT plus community. Okay.
I literally was just in a bar a couple hours ago before the show, bragging about how I was the person who helped make Pete Buttigieg unpopular with Black people.
Mayo Pete,
but Mayor Pete has no Black friends, dude. Man, oh my god! Like I was running a clinic at that time, but enough self-adulation. Other people can do that for me. The whole premise of Pete Buttigieg, like I think it's very interesting, because like I've been talking with other people about this. I'm not going to say too much about this right now, because I'm onto something that's way too good, and it's so good that I don't want people to know about it for reasons that could be sabotaged by the worst people. But people predicted what was about to happen with the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and just like politics in general. And Kamala Harris and the Pete Buttigieg, like that sort of like world and idea of things that works, the Pod Save America sort of vision of how things worked, like that did not work out at all. And I think a lot of people are seeing that, and I have mentioned this a lot on like usually on Power Report we have like a theme for the year, and this year has been like, I'm tired, I'm moving, whatever. But the theme for this year, at least for me, has been I came for Robert Garcia's throat, and he, as the leader of the House Oversight Committee, taking over for geriatric Connolly, has
dead.
Yes, he pushed the Epstein files. He continues to do so. He's stood up to Elon Musk. He's done all these different things, and I like to think that it's because in February of this year, I lightly accosted him on the show, on the Power Report, and I was like, hey, Robert Garcia, I appreciate you. I'm your constituent. Fucking fight harder and tell all of your fellow Democrats to do the same thing. That has been working very well. And people who I was arguing with a couple months ago, like earlier this year, about like, hey, yeah, Cory Booker said words. And he he like talked a bunch of words. But yeah, like it didn't really mean that much. Those people are now like, yeah, Cory Booker didn't really do shit, did he? And it's just like, wow. I'm like,
he did more when he was he did more for his community when he was shoveling snow as mayor of Newark to help.
He did more for his community when he was like slapping ass with Rosario Dawson. Like, you know, like that was like that. Yeah, like I love that liberal, like, Bam, stop me. And I need you to talk right now because like I'm about to go into a crazy thing. I need to stop right here. But I'm just gonna say, and I've told you this before. To quote FD Signifier, there's a difference between online leftists and leftists who are online. Leftists who are online are actually people who are like in the streets doing mutual aid, organizing these different things. And then online leftists are the people who just like love to critique things and they don't love to do action, right? But like, I gotta say, I didn't think I would be saying this at any point in my life doing this show, and especially not right now during the Trump administration, but shout out liberals. Because the liberals are the one who are the fastest right now to like jump onto mutual aid. They're the ones to be like, yeah, we're all going to cancel Disney Plus and we're going to send that stock price down 7, 8, 9% to let them know that like, not necessarily that Jimmy Kimmel matters or is important, but like, we're going to stop you at Jimmy Kimmel so that it doesn't go further and it gets to like, you know,
white liberal suburban moms. I mean, look what happened to Target. CEO stepped down. They're still losing tons of money because they got rid of all the DEI stuff. I mean, they don't do like Pride theme, Black History Month theme anymore. They don't do any of that anymore.
My hot take on Target is that I actually feel bad for them. I really do, honestly. And here's the reason. Because before the liberal boycott on Target for all the like the, you know, the canceling the DEI stuff, Target put in a lot of effort to like have a lot of like POC queer brands in their stores. And it was the right wingers. It was like the Matt Walshes of the world who are like, let's boycott Target the same way we're boycotting Bud Light because of, you know, having trans people on there. And so, you know, ultimately, I'm not trying to defend any capitalist institution like fuck a Starbucks, fuck a Target, whatever. But I'm like, I look at Target and it's like every single political cycle that happens, if Democrats are in power, Republicans are going to boycott Target. If Republicans are in power, Democrats are going to boycott Target. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I see people who are boycotting Target and they're like, okay, I'm going to go to Walmart. And I'm like, are you serious?
Walmart's it, man. What the fuck? Walmart's
worse. And like, you know, Costco is like marginally better. But like, this is capitalism, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I hate to be all Hassan about this, and we've had this conversation before, but like, you know, Kristina and Bam and I are doing this live stream and we're popping off all our shit, but we're using electricity that is probably powered by fossil fuels, especially Kristina, because I know where I know her life. Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Yeah. And so like there's no ethical consumption in this environment under the system. And so the best we can do is like kind of be aware about it and figure out how to subvert these systems. But
well, it's funny too. It's like, you know, my uncle was bitching about people who wanted to boycott Disney ABC. I'm like, you boycott Netflix. You cancel your Netflix subscription because Netflix made a deal with the Obamas. How is that any different?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, like, there's a what's it like? Is it called like Higher Ground Media or something like that?
something like
yeah,
that.
the Obamas are like up there.
Meanwhile,
with,
most of our media, whether it's I've said it's for print, social, digital, are owned by right wingers who are pro Trump or have capitulated to him. So, I'm gonna bitch about Netflix, okay?
Right. Now, Dan, we were talking about the Kamala's book, but you went all over the place. You made it to Walmart.
Guilty as charged.
But I did watch her interview with Rachel Maddow. You know, I'm not going to read her book. Like, I'm not interested like that.
Racist.
But it does seem like she
homophobe.
It seemed like she's burning some bridges, like with the Democratic Party. Like, I don't know. Like, I like, it doesn't seem like she's
there. No. She has smoke for Tim Walz even.
So yeah, she has smoke for Gavin. Apparently, I mean, she talks.
Which honestly makes me horny.
I
Like,
mean,
it makes me. I'm moist.
Well,
when it comes to Kamala Harris, being pissed about Gavin Newsom, especially because it's like that's California politics, and like the Beltway don't be doing that stuff. I'm like,
you know what's weird though too is that Biden wanted Elon Musk to come to the White House, and I'm like, why?
One of my favorite moments of Biden was when he got into that Hummer EV, because I was like, no, that's maybe Biden's not self-aware enough to know, but like that's a power move, because like my president's not getting in some lame ass cyber truck. No. He is a real American. And he is getting into the Humra. He's getting into the Humra, the GMC Humra EV. Like that's real shit right there. All right.
Okay.
Like, I appreciate that.
Dan Sleepy, but I will say this. When she was talking about people's responses, like other politicians' responses to her running after Biden dropped out, Nancy Pelosi actually wanted a primary. And there was somebody else too. I don't know if it was Chuck Schumer, but it was Nancy Pelosi was one of the people that apparently wanted to have a primary because she didn't want it to look like somebody was anointed. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, you know what's interesting, and I've come to this conclusion: they should have dropped out Biden should have dropped out 7 days before the election, because then Kamala could have just memed her way to the top and win. Because then we wouldn't have to worry about, do we have to listen to these Democrat consultants, or what do we do this? Do we do that? She would have won probably. Other countries have election cycles that are like a week or a month. Why can't we? It has to be like a 2-year thing. I hate it.
She was never gonna win.
No.
Ever. And it's not. It just, she's a black woman, dude. Like, now the unfortunate thing is, like, no politician can say that. Like, but I'm just like,
Bernie says that it gets called a sexist.
Well, like, we talked about this on Power Report, and like, you know, I think it's fine to say, and you know, listen, I'm about to be like, I'm almost not Dan from the internet anymore. I'm about to like break character and just be very honest about certain things. But I think it's fine to be honest about these things. But I will just say, as a top level, like, I don't hold animosity towards people individually. That being said, friend of the show Emma Vigeland was one of the people who was like very, very gung-ho about the idea that Kamala Harris could possibly be a likely political candidate to win. And
Yasmin.
Yeah. And you know, Yasmin, but you know, that's a little bit more of a lowercase p political situation. And I have much love for her, and I don't want to attack her for this. I don't want to attack Emma in this because we're very good friends. But I was alluding to this a lot last year, and I think most people caught on, but I will still do it anyways. I think the white womanness of Emma Vigeland. Hi, Kristina. I think the white womanness of Emma Vigeland was definitely showing during the Kamala can really win takes, because I think both Bam and I's initial reaction was, "This is America, dude. No, I'm sorry. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200." Bam and I had many problems with Kamala Harris, of course, and well documented on the show. That being said, we're down. Listen, better than Biden, better than Trump. Those are our options. And that's why we were with it. And so many other people were with it. And especially so many other women were with it. And that's the issue, is that first of all, we saw what happened with Hillary. We saw the scapegoating of a woman who was running for president. And so I was attuned to that just from political ball knowledge, but also knowing that she's, according to American media, pretending to be black, especially that time, because that was really a narrative. But also knowing some of my best moms are black women. And so knowing how the world treats and interacts with that demographic, I'm America is not about that action. But there were so many people on the left that I genuinely trusted, which is why I'm trying to be nice about this, and I am genuinely nice about this. But we were y'all are women, y'all see some of what we're talking about. We'll ride the coconut train, whatever. And turns out Bam and I were right. Our first gut reaction was yeah, no, we're done. This is the one worst thing that could be worse than Joe Biden, and we were right, unfortunately.
Not even that. I mean, I still need to have Yasmin back on here, because she shut me down even being skeptical about Kamala. She was like, "Why are you even skeptical? She's gonna win. Shut up." I was like, "Okay," but what's funny? I was actually thinking about this the other day. Trump was talking about her not being black for real, and the Trump people got that from black people. That was so many black online commentators were talking about Kamala not being black for real, to the point even Janet Jackson said it. That was a popular thing online.
Yeah.
And it's really funny to me because it wasn't it's funny because I feel there's some sexism involved there too, because I'm y'all are saying she's not black for real, but nobody ever said that about Obama, who grew up with his white mom.
Oh my God.
Okay, so people sorry, Kristina. Please go after this. I will say people said that about Obama, but I will also buttress your point, Bam, because I ultimately agree with it, that even with Obama, and even 10, 15 years ago removed from that context, it was nowhere near the vitriol that you would see.
Not even close. They were doing breakdowns no, her dad's Jamaican and then her mom's Indian. I'm this is
colonizing though. They forget about that, which explains how she's black and Indian. It was just so weird. I really was what the?
I'm guilty of it, because I was hey, isn't it very funny how Kamala Harris's dad basically disowned her in an article with Politico because she talked about smoking weed once in college, or some ridiculously innocuous shit.
She wasn't even college then.
Yeah, and so there was banter to be had, but ultimately, Kristina, please, no, Bam, shut up. Kristina gets to go now.
You know what's funny though, with talking about my uncle? My uncle would always say, "Obama, he's not even the first black president because he's mixed. He's the first mixed president." I'm like, I'm like, I'm sorry, but do you see him as a mixed race man, a white man, or a black man?
Right.
Yo, if I'm sorry, again, like.
But also, too, my
but,
uncle's
like,
the same guy who thinks Obama's like that. Obama and his dad were so close that Obama, like, yeah, he did that stories of my father, but it was like it was like one summer or whatever. Like Obama Senior was a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Like the fact that right
John-
wingers had this idea that they were like close, did he influence his politics? Like, no.
John F. Kennedy was considered to be a bastard because he was running for president as a Catholic.
Yes, they were worried about the Pope controlling everything.
Like people were like, yeah, like it was one of the I mean, like, not one of the rare times, but it was one of those times where like Americans were anti-Semitic towards Christians. It's like, ooh, the Pope has, got his puppet strings and he's, controlling the media, and it's a secret papal conspiracy. Like, that's what they were doing with John F. Kennedy, and there were other things to worry about with our family. But
why did the Kennedy curse stop at him?
Listen, she said that. That's not me. That's.
I'm just saying, it doesn't even have to be like anything major. Like maybe he actually loses the ability to actually speak for good.
He won't care. He'll just write shit down. But yeah, going back. I mean, I don't even know how we got on this, but I really never thought Kamala was going to win. And talking about her book, and yeah, this book seems like it is a bit scorched earth. Like, I don't think it just doesn't seem like she's going to be running for anything political anymore. Like, because I'm like, it seems like, I mean, but whatever. It's politics. It's you're trying to sell books at the end of the day. So maybe these people won't take this stuff that personal. Rachel Maddow did kind of confront her about her saying that she didn't want to have Pete because he's gay, and Rachel Maddow did confront her. I can't remember exactly how she worded it.
Why did Rachel Maddow confront Kamala Harris about that? I think that's weird that Rachel Maddow is obsessing over this like gay thing with Pete Buttigieg. Like, is Rachel Maddow hiding something from us?
Okay, so I think
no. Sorry. I just want to say, that's an example for everyone out there. I just did rage bait, and Bam was like, "We're done. Let's move on." Like, that's how it's done. Don't engage with rage baiters. Anyways, Bam, like, you passed the test. Like, you did that to a T. Like, great. Like, this is how I know we've known each other for too long, because I did that, and you were like, "Oh, volley, doesn't matter." Yeah. Like, you're fine. Anyways,
and I know when you're sleepy, but she did confront him. Her.
Whoa!
Dan, stop. Dan, take the mic away, please. Rachel, don't. Oh my God. Rachel Maddow did confirm. Like, I'm the only. Like, I'm trying to be serious, and I don't know why I'm actually trying to be serious right now. Rachel Maddow did confront her about that in like a sort of tense way, but I can't remember exactly what Rachel Maddow said. But anyway, the thing that's unfortunate is that like, when you're a politician, like, you're running for, like, when you need votes from the people, you can't shit on the voters. Like, that's what got Hillary Clinton in so much trouble when she was like, the MAGA is a bunch of
deplorables.
Deplorables, yeah. Like, it just looks bad no matter what if you are somebody who wants to get votes from people. She couldn't just come out and say, like, Americans ain't gonna vote for the black lady and the gay dude. Like, she implied it, but she can't just like say it outright. But I did see like some interview from some woman who's like a congresswoman, who's like a lesbian congresswoman in Minnesota, and she kind of pushed back like, well, like I'm in this district and it's like usually Republican and they voted for me. It's like, girl, you weren't running against Trump, dude. Like, this is a different situation. Like, Kamala already is like behind the 8 ball so much. And Dan, let's not forget what you informed me of on the election day, how many people were Googling, why isn't Biden on the ballot or some shit? I'm just like, this, like, I wish she could just be like, yo, the voters are fucking stupid, and just like, forget about the racism and the sexism, which, to be honest with you, I believe the sexism is actually worse than the racism.
Bam wanted Kamala to say slurs.
Yeah, like I think the sexism is worse, and this is not a great example, but I'm going to say it anyway. I just remember 2016 election. I just remember T.I. saying we can't vote for Hillary because what about when she gets her period?
Why.
And I'm just like,
because
she's 75 years old, dude. Like, this is ridiculous right now.
And every war ever has been started by a man.
Right, except for Margaret Thatcher, she did invade the Falklands. But,
I mean, like it's like men don't know about the female body because when we have our menstrual cycle, it's testosterone that makes us rage, which is the typical male hormone. So, men, I'm not. No offense to the guy, y'all too emotional. Y'all too emotional.
Well, for sure, men are way more emotional than women. But
I will just say in defense of men. I've been told that I'm very
okay. Dan from MRA. Okay, men's right. We knew it. I knew it.
You know, men in this, Dan.
I've been told that I'm very good at understanding the female body, so I'm just going to.
I just really need you to not say that. But so I really once again, I do think the sexism is more.
Sam was the person who told me that.
The sexism is more than the racism, in my opinion. And I proved it because of what T.I.'s quote from 10 years ago. But yeah, like Dan was saying, like, I never really thought she had a chance. I was just like, you know, I just don't think it's going to happen. Like, there was just so much stuff. It's like, they hate her so much, they're taking away her blackness. And I'm like, but like, she's from Oakland. She went to freaking Howard, dude. Like, she's from a black sorority. Like, how much like blacker can you get?
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
I mean, like, during the trying not to never mind, have a repeat of an earlier episode. But my quote, and you know, for the old heads, y'all know the show used to be called the Syndicate 23 Political Report. And then, you know, we did 7 episodes of that. And then we renamed it to Power Report. And the first episode of Power Report, as it was named, that was Syndicate 23 Political Report episode 8, which was with Black YouTube creator Kimberly Nicole Foster, and it was called The Only Good Kamala Harris Takes. And we did this in August of 2020. And so we had just heard Joe Biden give that speech saying, like, you know, I'm picking Kamala Harris as my VP. I want to pick a black woman for the Supreme Court, you know, blackity, black, Joe Biden, Hotep, things of that nature. and like, no, like literally, like during that episode, we were like, no, let's just be clear about who Kamala Harris is. And, you know, like, we don't need to be mean about it, but we need to also understand the limitations of what her politics is and what her vision of politics is. And, I think we're kind of seeing that, like, you know, again, I don't mean to make this like always about me, even though Bam would disagree. But the stuff with TYT is that, like, Anna and Cenk are inherently not political. Like they're reactionary people. They have no
Yeah.
political analysis. They have no actual basis or grounding. They have no actual like,
Just
you know,
grievances.
they have no, like, as they call it in a professional sense, they have no theory of change, right? Like they have no strategy or like a purpose or like a, this is my view of the world. This is the philosophy. This is how I think it can be better. And this is like where I grounded in. And
Yeah,
Kamala
I
Harris
don't.
is, and so sorry, let me just finish. Last point. Kamala Harris is a very similar person in that.
Okay, let me just what you said about Anna and Cenk. I 100% agree. Is that good for media though? Being like that, because I think that's what it is. I think it's good for media to just be reacting and shit like that and not have principles. I think that's what's good for media.
I mean, like good for media in the sense that it performs well.
Right.
We don't disagree. Good for media in the sense of like, is this the stuff that people should be consuming? Like,
no, yeah, of course not. I would never. But like,
exactly, and that's the way I took it, and so that's why I answered the way I did. But we both agree. Like, we literally 100% agree.
That's why I don't think I'm good for media, because I feel like I'm boring, really, because I'm just like, I'm just like, I don't really feel like the way I go about talking about politics is that interesting. But somebody like Cenk is interesting because it's reactionary, like you said.
Well, I think Cenk, I don't want to.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's entertaining.
I also will say that I don't think Cenk is interesting right now. I think that was a shtick that worked at a certain time. But I think much like Kristina is bored of us talking right now, I don't think that Cenk is very
She's probably texting you right now.
Oh, I'm actually not.
Oh. Now he's jealous.
Dan's not jealous. Anyways, I guess the way we kind of close these shows, and like I'm not actually distracted, but like I'm new format, still figuring this out, is like I want to ask all of the people who like are guest hosting the show and doing this stuff with us, like ultimately PowerPort was intended to be a show to make me look smart. No, but no, it was intended to be a show to be like, how do we mark whatever week or like time we did in history? And I'm currently working on an episode. I don't think we're going to do an episode the week of October 7th because we have interviews with Kumar Saleh of the Delete Your Account podcast, Kat Abou-Ghazaleh, who is currently a congressional candidate. We have interviews with Benjamin Dixon. We have interviews with Emma Vigeland, all talking about October 7th in Palestine. And I want to like kind of mash those up together and do like a best of hits kind of thing. So I think that's going to be that. But I think what I want to kind of like go back and say is I want people to think about like, okay, how do we mark this week in history? Like I start the show by saying this is the 25th of September. Aria, dancing in September. No. But like this is this time in 2025. Like of course. But how would we mark this time? And for me, it's like there are attacks against free speech. It's notable that people like Ted Cruz, people like Steve Bannon, people who I think are like, moderate to heavy hitters. Maybe they're not immediately affecting Trump, but they are around that. They are kind of fighting against this stuff. And I will say the honest thing is that I used to think that Republicans were very not necessarily united, but I feel like they knew that, if we do a little bit of violence towards the left here, it'll be fine. But what I've seen during the Trump administration, especially the past like couple of months when it comes to tariffs or when it comes to speech restrictions or the Epstein stuff, there are fissures in the Republican Party that obviously Democrats who are elected are not going to fight, but I would say my philosophy is that we should be exposing more of those fissures, and we should just be like figuring out ways to like get them to fight each other so that we can just like watch and just like let them fall and falter. But yeah, that's kind of like a what's the point of this week? Like, what do I take away from this week in history? I will give that to either of y'all who want to speak to how you feel about this point in history. Yes.
I'll make it really fast. This point in history,
Lies.
it's unprecedented. I'll say that. This is not something that anybody has really experienced before. And, once again, like, I'm not really like, I don't think people should wait for politicians to fight for them. Like, you gotta fight for your own rights. I think that there's obviously things that politicians can do to help us. But, I think ultimately, I do have hope that if things go into like real ass dictator time, I do have hope that like the American person basically across the spectrum will be like, I'm not cool with that. Trump, you're great. I love you, but we're not going to do that thing because that's just too embarrassing. And like my grandparents, my grandpa fought in World War II or whatever. So I do have hope in that regard, but there's going to be a lot of work to do. That was 2 minutes.
Not bad. Kristina.
I have no hope. The end.
Oh God.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Like you have no hope?
No.
I don't believe that. I believe you do have hope, actually.
I do not have any hope.
I think you do.
No.
I think you do.
I thought I did, but I don't.
No, you got
getting worse. Yeah. I used to be voted the happiest, most optimistic girl in my classes, but then life and reality set it. I'm like, oh yeah, this shit's bleak.
It's bleak, but it's been bleaker.
Yeah, well,
like America has been worse than this. It like 100% it has. Like
I just don't think there's any way for it to just get better. Like it's gonna take decades to fix all the crap Trump has done, and if we ever do live to see any change happen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I know. I also fully agree with that. I will also say that like
I mean, I live in South Carolina, and we're about to allow rapists to sue women for abortion. So it's like, yay.
I mean, like the environment that we're in America is that like this is nothing new, and I think you know this very well. Democrats are not willing to do the sort of like norms altering things that Republicans do just like as a natural sort of cause. And so as a result, if the Democrats are 2 steps forward, the Republicans are 7 steps back. And that's just like how it always tends to be. And so I don't know how we get out of that cycle. I mean, like, I do know how we get out of that cycle, and I think we all do here. It's that like Democrats gain spine, testicles descend, tits grow. Like, like they actually like, like they get in the business of like how this goes. But
they can't just hope for the voter demographic to sway to them. They need to be doing the swaying.
In lieu of that, I usually try to end things on a fun note, especially audio face. But let's do this photo of Eric Adams. Eric Adams. Happy Rosh Hashanah to Eric Adams. Drip too hard. Bam. I know as a practicer of the Jewish faith yourself, you have a lot of opinions of this outfit. So please.
Well, as I said in the group chat, that is one of them Hebrew Israelite jackets. Usually they kind of have them a little cropped. Actually, it's a little long, but
Jimmy Dore said those are Hebrew national jackets.
That's hilarious. Where's the glizzy? But
I'm not. No. Literally, like,
oh boy,
it was waiting for Jimmy Dore to hit the joke, and I was like, "Oh no, he actually thinks this is bad." He actually thinks the hot dog company and the like offshoot religion are the same thing. So
yeah, that jacket is not kosher. But yeah, you're looking funny, but you got out there. Dan was like around the corner. As Wyclef said, run through Crown Heights screaming out Mazel Tov.
Dear Lord. Kristina, as a New Yorker yourself, I'm wondering.
Jersey, don't get her right. She's from Jersey.
Get it right. Well, right now I have a lot of elderly Jewish friends who are mad that Zohran Mamdani wants to like stop people from like protesting, like doing like the college campus stuff and all that. I'm like, you guys stop being so Islamophobic. Like let people do the free speech. I'm like, do you guys want Eric Adams still as like I don't understand what these people want. You want this guy to still be your mayor, or a sex pest?
Or a Shia rapper. Well, that's Power Report, folks.
Oh no, Bam has 3 more minutes to win the bet, so he can. We can extend this out for a little while longer.
It's getting late over here in sunny Southern California.
Oh my god.
Can I just read some comments here because I'm a little bit behind on these. Looney Tunes says Jank in a female wig would be a good replacement for Jillian Michaels on Her Take.
Looney Tunes was saying that Kristina needs to be on whatever that show is.
On Her Take?
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
I would throw hands though if I had to share a panel with Anna.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this Dan from the Internet character? I don't know how to USW use the internet. I am 79 years old, for God's sakes. Refer to my social media team. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Wow, we're doing Gavin Newsom tweeting in the chat. I love that. No, that actually Looney Tunes, that was very funny. So thank you. Eric Patton says over the weekend, chatmate Hassan watched Left Behind. That's probably good. Oh my god, I'm about to lose the bet. Okay. Thank y'all. Kat, everyone on Twitch, everyone in Kristina's Twitch for watching. Thank you for Kristina and Bam for being part of the show. We ended the show under 3 hours. Thank you very much. Life is bleak, but the power is always within you. And I want you to go into this weekend and do the very best you can. Try to get into your communities. Try to get involved with those different things. And yes, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, President Trump.